Well, hello and welcome everyone to the second day of the 2022 BKK Kids Virtual School Summit. My name is Stephen Laddick. I'm the director here at BKK Kids. As we did yesterday for our British school session, we will be giving about 10 minutes here before we get started with our first school to get people in the room, bring people on. Everybody's clicking the link to come in right now. I see the room starting to fill up right now. People are joining us on Facebook. People are joining us on YouTube. And I'm excited for another half day-ish. I guess it's 3.5 hours or so of talking about some of the top schools in Thailand, Bangkok and beyond, I think, really, actually. We have, yesterday we had Phuket, we had Pattaya, other places outside of Bangkok. Today we do as well. I'm trying to look through. We've got some Chiang Mai schools. Yeah, some good stuff here. It's really exciting, actually. So once again, if you're tuning in right now, I see the room is starting to fill up. Would love it if you give us a like, give us a thumbs up. If you're on YouTube, give us a like. That'd be fantastic. It just does help spread the word out there into the universe about this nice event. You are live with BKK Kids. My name's Stephen Laddick. Here I am, Shazam. Today is our American curriculum, our International Baccalaureate, and other curricula school days. Yesterday we met with, I think it was 16 some odd British schools, somewhere around there. The results were fantastic. We had, so many people put comments into the chat. We had a lot of great questions, which was really fantastic. A lot of great interaction with our presenters and speakers. We actually got some really nice some feedback from the schools that were out there, that people were actually calling the schools afterwards and saying, hey, can I get more information, which is exactly what we want, because we're doing this, to lift up and support our community. The school community, the academic community in Bangkok has been a huge supporter of BKK Kids for a very long time through our international school guide and through many of the events that we've done. And so, we wanted to put on this virtual event to help support them as well. Again, we're just getting started here at the top of the hour. It is 9 o'clock, 9:03 really in Bangkok right now. And we're going to get started with our first school. Our first school is Concordian International, just so everybody knows. They'll be coming up at 9:10. They'll be going through ISB. Then we'll have KIS. After KIS, we'll have KPIS. After KPIS, in between ISB and KIS, we're going to be having actually, I'm going to put all of the schools on the screen right here. Look at that. So Concordian, then ISB, then we're going to actually have a specialist talk about athletics in schools. So that'll be kind of cool. After the athletic speaker, we're going to have KIS speak. And then after KIS, KPIS. Remember, with each of these, we're going to have not only a Q&A session, but we're also going to have a formal presentation that each of the schools have put together. After KPIS, we're going to have a learning support speaker. This is another specialist to be 10 minutes of talking about learning support and how that works across the Bangkok International School System. In particular, this will be from KPIS. After that specialist speaker, we're going to have NIST on board. Then we will have RIS join us. And after RIS is Ramrudi, International School, if anybody doesn't know that one. And then we're going to have Unity. Unity will be joining us after that. And then our final specialist speaker will be a specialist talking about secondary services. So that will be our last special speaker. And then our final three schools will be the American School of Bangkok in Green Valley. We will have Carroll Preparatory School, or Carroll Prep. And then we'll round out the day with, not least at all, Verso International. Just so everybody knows, here I am. My name is Stephen Laddick, as I said. I'm excited to see the room filling up again, just like I did yesterday. We had a lot of great interaction. I want to remind everybody, we're going to get started in about 5 minutes here as with our first school. But I want to remind everybody that we are live. This is this is really live. We fly without a wire. We had, I made some mistakes about keeping my mic muted a few times yesterday. We had one, video problem that I had. But other than that, it went completely smoothly. So me again today. One thing, so before we get started with our first school, I want to remind everyone about a few things. First of all, we have these wonderful incentives for those of you who are joining us live here. And there's only one thing that you have to do in order to be entered to win some of these incentives. So let me go over the incentives first. Let me go over these prizes. First, we are going to be giving away a couple Amazon gift cards. They are worth 50 British sterling pounds. And that's for Amazon. So, you can't go wrong there. Literally the world's shopping store, the biggest shopping store in the world. The second set of prizes that we have are 8 tickets to Vananava. And, as I mentioned yesterday, pardon me, my understanding is that Vananava, over the, sort of the COVID period when things were closed, they actually revamped the whole place. They redid some of the rides. They redid, some of the spaces and those kinds of things. And so, it's really been topped up and looks great. And so this is really a hot ticket right now. So we're going to be giving away 2 batches of 4 tickets to go to Vananava, which is fantastic. And then my personal favorite, and I mean, I'm just kind of biased. My personal favorite is the one-night stay. It's a staycation, really, if you're a parent, at the Sofitel Bangkok in Sukhumvit. And this is not only a one-night stay in a luxury room, but you also get a meal with it and whatnot. And that is just an absolutely fantastic price. So what do you got to do? You have to participate. So everyone who participates in the chat, if you ask a question, if you engage with our schools, if you talked with our speakers and get your questions out there, we're monitoring the chat both in Facebook and YouTube. Don't worry, we see it all. And we'll be collecting all those names. We're going to put them all in a hat tomorrow or the next day, and we'll be pulling those names out for those prizes, and we'll announce them accordingly. Something that you may be familiar with, but I want to let you know about as well, is that, we're going to be talking about a lot of detailed information with each of the schools today, but, there's a ton of information as well in our free 2022 BKK Kids International School Guide. All you have to do is go to our website at BKK Kids. You'll see a big button up there on the top. I guess it's the top right-hand side of the screen, or if you're on a mobile device, it's in the menu that you can pull down. All you have to do is put in your email address and we will send it to you. It's 150 pages of data, and interesting information, and actually highly valuable information about all of the schools in Bangkok and beyond. Really, honestly, as you'll see today, we're really expanded outside of Bangkok quite a bit. Also, with the International Schools Guide, we want to remind you that we also have the 2021 BKK Kids Activity and Camps Guide. So this is a new piece of, a new information product that we put out last year, and great success, because we wanted to highlight all of these great activities and family-friendly things that you can do in Bangkok and beyond. And we're actually in the process of updating it right now, and we're going to be putting out our new version in June of 2022. So again, you can go to the website, to our website at BKK Kids, and download that for free as well. And P.S., if you download one, we'll remind you about how to get the other one. So, choose one, go get the International Schools Guide, and then we'll throw that activity camp guide on your table as well. In just about 1 minute here, I'm going to welcome our first school, Concordian, to the stage here, and we'll get things going. Pretty exciting. And I see we're here. And so let's just get started. Our first school today is Concordian International School. I'm going to just introduce Concordian, and we'll bring our speaker, Varney Ross, on the stage today. Concordian International School promotes academic excellence while nurturing young people to become moral and intellectual leaders, people of dignity, integrity, and compassion who want to make a difference in the world. Concordian's IB program is an English-Chinese immersion program in the early years and primary years programs, so nursery grade through grade 4. From grades 5 to 12, the main language of instruction is English, while Chinese and Thai are studied as additional languages. And I now have coming to the stage with me right now. Hello, Miss Kun Varney. And I really apologize if I'm going to destroy your family name. It's my
I can introduce myself. It's okay.
Yeah. Okay.
My Thai last name is Chiravanon.
Chiravanon. Thank you.
Yes, my husband name, my married name is Ross. Yes.
Excellent. Fantastic. It's so wonderful to meet you. And thank you for joining us for the 2022 BKK Kids Virtual School Summit. As I've done with all of the speakers yesterday, I want to offer you just one opportunity before I ask you some questions. I gave the sort of standard introduction for Concordian. Is there any other one piece of information?
I think that the introduction was wrong because
no.
we do the immersion program in the nursery to grade 4, and Chinese and English is the main instruction of the language. That means when you are in the Chinese class and doing unit of inquiry or doing the IB, it's all in Chinese.
Oh, well, I apologize.
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
already
only Thai is taught as a language as an extra language, but in the whole PYP we have an immersion program. That means half of the time the kid will be in a room immersed in Chinese, and the other half of the time in English.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Well, thank you for that correction. Look at that. We start out and I've already swung and missed. I apologize for that.
Yes, but in the upper school, the other 2 is taught in as a language. Yes.
Okay.
That means 6th grade and above. We reset the curriculum, and main of the curriculum, IB curriculum, which is MYP, the year program, and the DP is in English. But every day they will be studying Chinese and Thai as additional language. That happened after 6th grade.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Well, before I kick off the questions with you, I want to remind everyone that we are live right now. And so if you're joining us on Facebook, if you are joining us on YouTube, feel free to put any of your questions into the chat, and Ms. Varney and I will see them, and so we'll be able to respond to them. But my first question for you is, can you tell us just some, key points about Concordia? Tell us some of the overview and what makes Concordian special for you.
Well, I would say that if you read the mission statement, we want to strive for academic excellence. But the core of Concordian mission is to create leader with compassion. And I think that's very much needed in this world. And that's my personal focus and my personal mission, which is actually have become the mission of the whole school. And I believe that management and teachers that are at the school, even including our parents, have a similar belief. The IB curriculum is quite vigorous and very, how could I say, worldwide accepted as one of the best curriculum. And personally, I also love the curriculum. It may not suit everybody, but personally, I felt that the kid gained so much from going through the whole IB program, so from the, from the little one all the way to the DP.
From the PYP to the MYP to the IB,
Yes, and we focus, and most importantly, we focus a lot on reflection, self-reflection, and self-reflection to society, and a lot of service that we do, I think way beyond the requirement of the IB. And that, to me, I felt like if you have a knowledge and you don't have compassion, then you use your knowledge maybe in the wrong way. But if you have compassion, then your knowledge will always be used at the right place, because you will know what to do, what not to do, because you always think of other and be compassionate to them. But the people always remember us more like the language, we taught 3 different languages. And that's really special, because I don't think there's anywhere else that doing an English-Chinese immersion program like us, where that since nursery, when you enter into the Chinese homeroom, everybody speaks Chinese. And then you move to English homeroom and everybody speaks English. And when you go to Thai for a Thai lesson, they speak Thai. And that means that unit of inquiry, presentation, as they get older, is all done in the language. Like if this unit is Chinese, then it will be presented in Chinese. All the teaching will be in Chinese. So they're like, how could I say? It's not like you're going to learning a language. Like if you do a project on endangered animals, that will be presented in Chinese. The whole lecture, everything is in Chinese. Then when you move to the English, then everything is in English. And it took us many years to come up with our own curriculums, our own way also of teaching the language. And I think it has been quite successful. I would say that right now, most of our 6th grade can do HHK4.
Wow.
Yes. And many by 10th grade can do HHK6, which is the highest. And I could not claim that I was very successful in the beginning, but over the years, I think that for more than 10 years now, we are 20 years old, and for more than, I think, 15 years, we have been very successful because we can see the result of the kids that go from nursery with our developed curriculum all the way to 12th grade. Some of them is able to study at prestigious university like Tsinghua in Chinese, and their parents don't even know Chinese. And
Wow.
I'm so proud of them. And they live in Thailand their whole life.
Tell me more about the acceptance of students that are coming out of Concordia. What kind of, you just mentioned one Chinese school there. What other places do you find them going to around the globe?
Oh, they go everywhere. America, Canada, Australia, Thailand. And we could say that more than 50% of our students got accepted to top 50 in the world.
Wow.
Yes.
That's amazing. That's fantastic.
And we did the statistic and get the real number where they really attended and graduate. And many of them go on to master's school and even more higher than the school that they attend. But to me, that's that part of their hard work. I need to give the credit to the kid, and I give the credit to the IB curriculum. But what I feel that I think the kid who graduate from Concordian have certain particular character. They have a self-concern about ethical in their business and things like that, and compassion to help other people. And we hear that from the publics. When they meet our kid, we have people who met our student who graduate and work with them, and because they were so impressed, they bring their kid to our school.
That's fantastic.
Because of the belief that we how could I say, we nurture a certain character for the kid. And also the credit to the IB with all the projects they do. We already have many startup entrepreneur. That even though many of my kids, they come from a business family, but they step out from their own family and do a lot of startup.
Oh, wow. Excellent. That's fantastic.
Yes.
Excellent. Tell me more about the makeup of the school, like in terms of class size, student to teacher ratio. What does it look like in the classrooms with these immersion programs? Does that mean, there's 5 kids in a class? Is there 20 kids?
No. They're in nursery, 16.
Okay.
And then in grade 1 up, about 18. And they are teacher assistant, specialists, CSL, Chinese as a second language, or English as a second language for some kid who need extra help, things like that. If you add all and all, we probably have 4 to 1 teacher.
Oh, nice. Wow, that's fantastic.
Yeah, but I think that we reduce the number quite a lot because we realized that learning three different languages at the same time is important. Every minute of the day count. So that means that less number, teacher can have more attention to each kid, like that.
Excellent.
Yes.
And if I am considering matriculating or coming to Concordian from another school, or if, let's say, my family just came to Thailand, will my child be at a disadvantage if they haven't had the immersion program, or how does that work in Concordian?
I think that if you have one strong language and you're still in EYP, that means like before 6 years old, before grade 1, we can accommodate that because we discover that a lot of time young kids can pick up the language quite fast, especially the speaking language of Chinese. Maybe the written and the writing is hard, but the speaking language of Chinese in the immersion program is quite fast.
Okay.
But after grade 1, it's a bit difficult because of the kid already learned pingings. They already know over 200-300 characters and things like that. In grade 1, this is really quite good. They only done with their phonics for English. There's already reading in English, and Thai is also beginning. And I would say that another best time to join Concordian again is like 5th grade. In 5th grade, we make most of the unit of inquiry in English. So majority of the learning is in English, but the Chinese is concentrate on capturing what we have learned to review the whole 8 years before to make sure that they are very strong. And then, if the new student come in, we would help them with Chinese. I mean, they'll be in a separate class to start beginning. 6th grade also, 6th grade. Many people join us in 6th grade, and we would do a beginning Chinese class for them.
Oh, okay. Excellent. That's fantastic. Thank you for that review.
Yes. So I think, middle school to high school used to get really good Chinese from us because the way we taught Chinese is very different.
I'm sure.
And that we did many research, and our Chinese teachers also like really hardworking. I mean, all the teachers very hardworking because to be an IB teacher, you have to be hardworking.
Sure, absolutely.
But we work a lot on curriculums and things like that, and how to make Chinese easier for the kid.
Fantastic. I just want to remind everyone, I see many people in the room with us now in Facebook and in YouTube. I'm here with Mrs. Varney, who is the school director and the founder of Concordian International School. We only have a few more minutes before we move into the formal presentation from Concordian. If you do have a question, please throw it in the chat and we can obviously get that answered for you now. But if you want to ask it a little later as well, we continue to monitor the chat throughout the day, and so we can certainly pass on your question. There is one question for you, and I think we answered this, but let's just review. Anurada Sinhamatur asks what the class size is in the secondary school, and I know that you talked about the primary school, but do you also know the class size in the secondary?
Class size in the school is about 20.
Okay.
22, sometimes 22, depend on the sometimes we have teachers, children and things like that came,
Okay.
But usually at about 20, 18 to 20. But actually, it's actually less because in the upper school, we separate the language level.
Okay.
And also we break down the mathematics. So that means if you're learning 3 languages in at least a lot of your classes, you have less student. Yes.
Fantastic. And is there anything that you'd like to close out with, Ms. Varney? Is there any final words that you'd like to put on the table to encourage people to come check out Concordian?
I think that you have to. I always encourage people to do a deep understanding of what is the IB curriculum before joining the IB school, any IB school. And then visit many schools that is also teach Chinese. Then come to us and see how we are different because we are quite complicated. Even in the upper school, we rotate the time so that every class have the morning time. We are very complicated in many ways. Even the class, the way we rotate the language, the homeroom, everything. So if you have a basic understanding of the IB curriculum, and understand of how other schools teach Chinese, which I'm not saying good or bad. We're just saying that we are different. So when you come to visit us, you have a clear mind of how to compare whether our school is suitable for your kid or not. Because I would say that we are not suitable for everybody. But if somebody seriously wanted the children to really learn both English and Chinese very well, and Thai, if they want, because Thai is taught every day.
Sure.
I would say that definitely come and visit us. And I think there's a word said that only when you come to visit us, you will see the difference.
Fantastic. Mrs. Varney, I can't thank you enough for being our first presenter today with Concordian and taking time out of your day to put the school on the table for everybody so that they'll come visit you. Thank you so much. I'm now going to move on to the formal presentation, but I wish you the best rest of your day.
Thank you. Sawadee
ka. All right. And with that, I am going to move on to the formal presentation from Concordian without any further ado. Excellent. That was our first school for the day. We have several more lined up. I am just moving on here so that we are going to now be moving on to the International School of Bangkok, or ISB as it's lovingly known. International School Bangkok is one of the top international schools in Thailand and Asia. They run an accredited and challenging international curriculum guided by leading educational research and global best practice incorporated into North American and international baccalaureate diploma frameworks. They prepare students to become leaders in meeting the ever-changing needs of the world and equip them with the knowledge and skills to become caring global citizens. Their vision is to enrich communities through the intellectual, humanitarian, and creative thoughts and actions of learners. And they are driven by the core values, their mission, and their definition of learning. And I'm happy now to bring Mr. David. Well, heck. You know what, David? I now have an embarrassing thing to admit that your name says Mr. Chris Mott there, and I apologize for that.
That's okay. I go by Chris all the time. It's all right. No, Chris Mott's my great colleague in the athletics department. Everyone can just call me David.
No worries. And I apologize for that. For some reason, my overlay, the overlay here is incorrect, but we'll let that ride for right now. David, you are actually, I'm going to get this right. You're the admissions manager at ISB.
And Sure. Yeah. Yeah. I help with that for sure. Yeah.
Excellent. So I will, this is interesting. This is starting out to be a great second day for me. Putting my foot in my mouth. But anyway, before we get started, I want to encourage everyone, we are live today, and this is happening live right now. It's 9:30 in the morning in Bangkok. And so if you do have a question, if you have a comment, if you have an observation, if you have something that you'd like to ask one of our schools or one of our individuals here from the schools, please put it in the chat. We do see it. And, that also gets you a chance to win some of those prizes like that Amazon gift card, or my favorite, that Sofitel Bangkok, the one night stay at the Sofitel Bangkok in Sukhumvit. So anyway, David, as I've been to the other speakers or the other presenters here, why don't, I've given sort of the overall blurb. Why don't you, what's ISB mean to you? Why don't you put your opinion on the table there?
Right. Yeah. So thanks, Stephen, and hello everyone from ISB. I think the way Stephen described us gave a really good sort of let's say background or information on what ISB prepares kids for, and who the kids sort of go out to be when they go into their life in college and after college as well. But one thing that I would like to only add to it, I don't want to sort of repeat anything you said, is that the two sort of things that really make ISB, I think, a really special school are, there's two words. One is opportunity. The other one is balance. And here at ISB, we really encourage kids to either follow their passions or discover what those passions could be through the many opportunities that exist at the school. And that can be in the arts, athletics, STEM things, languages, whichever it is. There's so many opportunities here for the kids to either try something new, continue with something they truly love to do, and really pursue who they are at the school. And that really, as soon as when a school helps you figure out who you are while you're there, that helps you easily make good decisions on where you want to go for university and what you want to do later on in your life, right? And so every kid that comes here, some kid will be more of a scientist, some other kid might be more of an athlete or a musician or a writer. And having those opportunities for those kids here really makes this school a really special place. And I'd mentioned balance, and the fact that there are so many opportunities, we want kids to get that balance in those things in there as well. And so when we talk about having leaders for the future and present day, we want those people to know who they are and what they believe, and have that balance in their life as well. And so I think at ISB we really prepare kids well to have that kind of life ahead of them, once they graduate here, or maybe they just leave halfway through the ISB experience. Maybe they leave after elementary school, but because of the way our values are sort of inherently in our curriculum, we sort of, kids who leave us halfway through the ISB experience still, go on and have some of that, later on wherever they go.
Fantastic. I thought I had the first question here, but it looks like Anu beat me to it. So Anu is asking, could you tell me what ISB is doing to encourage sustainability at your school, and how can students engage in sustainability learning?
So there's okay. Yeah. So it really, you can have this conversation almost at any division at our school, but the way we look at sustainability, of course, the campus itself, we invest a lot in making sure that we have a sustainable sort of program at the school in terms of the way we, our energy use, the way we use supplies, and, all of that, we always try to update, what we can to make sure that our carbon footprint goes lower. And that includes just like planning trips in certain ways and where we go and how we go there. So things like this. And of course, for the kids themselves, it all really starts in the smallest little things. One quick example I can give is when we, when kids go for lunch at school, right? We really expect, or not expect, but we try to teach the kids two things really when it comes to eating. One is, try not to waste food. And so we help kids do this or learn this by giving them smaller portions, right? Now, if a kid really loves lasagna and wants to eat a whole batch of lasagna, they absolutely can. They just have to get out of their chair and go get more each time. But just giving these small portions means that kids, when they go and clear their plates, there's very little to nothing left on there, right? And so that's how we would help the kids get into the habit of that. Other examples, could be like when we have a lot of our art program involves a lot of, reused recycled materials. So when kids, do artwork, a lot of that art is made from recycled things that the school collect, whether it's, paper rolls or cardboard or, old electronics, even, kids make stuff out of that. And so by having this part of your curriculum really encourages kids later on think twice before they throw something away, maybe, this has a second life as something else. And I think one other thing that the school would do, we do partner with certain charities and foundations that, promote, the reuse of something. I know one off the top of my head, it's called Second Chance Bangkok, and they collect like materials and they repurpose them into something else. Like I myself, I have a wallet made out of some other fabric from them. ISB, what we did recently, I don't know if it was last year or the start of this year, we took a lot of our old uniforms. So for kids who were leaving the school, they gave us their uniform and we gave it a second chance, and they made these beautiful ISB elephants out of it. So we got, these different colors of this thing, and now we sell them in our shop, and those proceeds go back to Second Chance, to that charity itself. So in terms of, there's lots of opportunity there, at the school for kids to do this. And like, finally, what I want to say is once the kids are a little older, for sure, when kids want to get themselves involved in their community in that way, we do support that. So there's clubs in the middle school where kids can go and do cleanups in the middle, and that's both middle school and high school. In high school, I can't remember the name of it right now, but there's even a club that I think like tries to promote sustainability on campus, and that's run by the students themselves. Right. And so they look, students who use the school the most, right? They notice these things, usually quickly, and those let's say ideas from them or suggestions are heard and often incorporated, when we can.
Fantastic. I'd like to ask what I think is probably a ridiculously practical question. I know that when our family first moved to Bangkok, we were looking around schools. And ISB was one of the ones we considered. One of the things for someone who's coming into Bangkok for the first time may not understand is you're not located in central Bangkok. You're not located in like that Sukhumvit, sort of on the Sukhumvit channel or the corridor there. Can you tell us about getting there? What is the campus like? What do people commute back and forth from central Bangkok? Those kinds of things. Like, how do you differentiate there, and how do you accommodate that?
Yeah. Like Sukhumvit, I call that expat Bangkok, right? That's, but yeah, so definitely. Like, I think it's definitely. I think that's a question that can go in many different ways. But let's sort of try and focus it. So I would say first and foremost, half of our families live downtown and half live close to the school. So whichever one you want to be, if you want to live close to the school and have that sort of lifestyle, or you want to be downtown and have that lifestyle, both are absolutely possible, right? So half the kids come to school by bus every morning and then go home in the afternoons. The kids who live up here, they walk to school, they can ride their bike. And I see kids as young as kindergartners, so 5-year-olds who ride their bike to school alone on our, in the safe bike lanes that are on the roads here. So really, and of course, you've heard, like, there's lots of golf carts in Nichitani. So if you're after that, you can definitely, join that golf cart club here as well. But yeah, it's just about 18 kilometers from, let's say, Sukhumvit or expat Bangkok, which is not a far distance. And for families who come here, whether you're coming from Europe or the States or Australia, schools often are not right around the corner from you, right? The fact that half of the families that go to school have the school around the corner is something that's usually brand new for a lot of the incoming families. And I myself, I went to high school in China, and I did a commute that was twice the distance. And I actually, being personally, I enjoyed it, right? And most of the kids, from what I understand, it's a good time for them to take a break, get an extra, half an hour snooze in there, watch that video that their friend sent them or something. So the commute itself, I think it's absolutely, manageable this way. And if you are going to a school downtown and you do take the bus, often case you spend the same amount of time on that bus anyway. So it's not so much the time that you spend there. Now, to get up here, of course, the kids get picked up, quite early, but they get here within 35 to 40 minutes usually. And when they go home, it's about the same amount of time to get home as well. We have have a company that runs our transportation. It's called Monterey. They have vans, buses, and kids. There's a monitor on there as well, so it's perfectly safe. And the kids get picked up at the door of their condo downtown, and they get dropped off there if they leave right after school. And if they have an after-school activity, they usually get dropped off close to there or at the bottom of the soy, let's say, so they have a short walk down the thing. Yeah. And then the older the kids are, we sort of, if with parent permission, we can drop them off like at a big point where the kids can make their way home on their own as well.
Fantastic. You know, one of the things that we learned yesterday in our summit here is how fast the time flies. I know that the formal presentation for ISB is about 10 minutes long here, so I'd like to actually move over into the formal presentation. But I want to encourage everyone to put some questions in the chat for you, or they can always. I've now changed it so that your name is there correctly. You can reach out to Mr. David Greco there on the screen, so that they know exactly who to reach out to. And then directly after this, we're going to actually be having your colleague join us as well to talk about athletic as well. But I want to thank you for your time today, and I wish you all the best.
Absolutely. Thanks, Stephen. Bye.
All right. Without further ado, I will move on to the ISB presentation.
Welcome to International School Bangkok.
Or as we like to call it, ISB.
Welcome.
Our school was founded in 1951.
It is the oldest international school in Thailand and one of the best international schools in the world.
This is because learning is at the heart of our school, and everything is done to improve our learning, to challenge and support us, and to ignite our passions.
ISB is located inside a beautiful international community just outside the heart of the city.
The housing in the community is fantastic.
There are executive-style homes, townhouses, high-rise apartments with live views, and more.
You'll want to stay here forever.
The majority of ISB families live in the community that surrounds our campus, which makes it possible for us to walk or ride our bikes to school.
For those of us that live downtown, we use the school's bus service, which gives kids all around Bangkok the chance to ride to and from ISB comfortably and safely.
ISB's 37-acre campus is amazing.
That's 15 hectares.
That's 150,000 square meters.
It's a very big campus.
Brave? If she were here, I'd grab her by the throat and teach her a lesson she wouldn't forget.
Our performing arts, athletics, and academic facilities are among the very best in Asia.
One of our favorite facilities is our Cultural Center, which is a cutting-edge, energy-efficient 5-story building, which houses a 280-seat theater, dance rooms, band rooms, choral rooms, and more.
In fact, the Culture Center is the first building in Thailand to have earned the LEED Gold certificate awarded by the U.S. Green Building Council.
We also have a 700-seat theater, 2 swimming pools, indoor and outdoor gymnasiums, a great fitness center, tennis courts, 2 awesome libraries, and an all-weather track that is the absolute best in the country.
I have been to a lot of international schools, and I have to say that the investment that ISB has made in technology and resources is totally amazing.
ISB values well-rounded students, from academics to sports to performing arts. ISB has got you covered.
What did we observe happening? What else was there that's not showing that reaction? There was a gas, for sure, right?
ISB offers the International Baccalaureate Diploma Program, which is an advanced college preparation program that is recognized all around the world.
Year after year, our IB diploma students receive passes that are way above the world's average.
Students who earn the IB diploma have a wide range of options for university admissions in the US, Europe, the UK, and Australia. Just about anywhere, really.
And every year, ISB students end up going to the best colleges and universities in the world.
Today, thousands of ISB alumni are contributing to a better world in all corners of the globe.
ISB's teachers are amazing. They truly care about us.
And if you had a nice breakfast, who had breakfast today? We've been waiting for you. We've been waiting for you to come to this place. Waiting for you to come to this place. Wherever you're from, we're glad that you come. We've been waiting for you to come to this place.
They inspire us to achieve our academic potential and be the very best that we can be.
We are very passionate about learning and are constantly increasing our understanding about how we learn best. We are always reflecting, thinking about what we are doing, why we are doing it, and how we can improve.
Learning at ISB takes on many forms and includes the importance of each and every one of us becoming caring global citizens.
One of the ways in which we accomplish this is by taking part in the many service learning opportunities that we have in the Thai community and the wider world.
Whether it be helping disabled children, or caring for children at local orphanages, or building homes with Habitat for Humanity, we have countless opportunities to develop and grow as caring members of a global society.
Our school also offers many fun clubs and after-school activities, from gymnastics to taekwondo to ballet. ISB truly has something for everyone.
And the fun doesn't stop on the weekends. ISB is a place for all sorts of community-based activities, such as Cub Scouts, Girl Scouts, baseball, basketball, soccer, tennis, swimming, and more.
At ISB, we are all about being healthy and active.
ISB not only provides opportunities for students, but also for our parents. Whether it be volunteering in the classroom or helping sell cool ISB gear at the Booster Hut, or coaching a community sports team. ISB provides a great experience for the whole family.
We enjoy going to ISB and experiencing all that it has to offer, from the lasting friendships that we make to the activities we do. It's like being part of a big family.
We work together, we play together, and we have fun together.
I feel like I am part of a community here at ISB because everyone is involved and everyone is helping each other out.
My friends, my teachers, ISB is more than a school. It is an experience that will be with me forever.
We are part of a community. We're part of a family. We are part of ISB.
Fantastic. And I will be bringing on the stage our next presenter here, which actually we're going to move away from just talking about a school, but we actually have Mr. Chris Mott. Now, you are actually Chris Mott, not your colleague there, David, right? So,
well, I hope so.
Excellent. You are the athletics director at ISB, and you're here to give a presentation or talk to us about sports and athletics.
Absolutely. Excited to do so. I think we have some slides that...
Excellent. I am going to just pull off the overlay and bring your slides into the screen here, and so you're good to go.
Awesome.
Take it away.
Okay, so welcome. My name's Chris, or Mr. Mott if you're the kids, and I'm just here to offer some information about our athletics program that we offer here at ISB. So there we are. Okay, and we've got a little bit of video here to start because it's always fun to start with some kids doing fun things. Or maybe not.
Maybe not. Sorry.
That's okay.
Oh.
So here we are. We're as it's already been mentioned, we're ISB. We're one of the oldest, or the oldest school here in Bangkok, and history goes back a long way. I think we were at a downtown campus. I believe it was NIST campus, and then we moved all the way out here, or we moved out here to improve our campus and to just offer a few more facilities for our kids. And top right corner is a great picture of an old basketball team. Look at that. So here we are at a new campus, and I'm excited to share what we have and facility-wise and then program-wise. Our program is really centered on, down the bottom there, the ISB values. So we don't have a separate philosophy in regards to athletics. We believe that, you know, care and responsibility and balance in particular is a really important part of what we want to offer our students here at ISB. And we build our campus accordingly. And the way that we run our programs is all centered around how can we improve, or as David shared earlier, how can we better or show our kids what passions and what they're interested in and what they want to do. So we're not different to the day. We don't have different ideas. We have the same one, and we all work together to make sure that we're working the best towards it and achieving everything we can for our kids. So here's our facilities, which you've already seen on the video, but I think it's really important to point some of them out. You know, IAAF certified 400-meter track. It's an 8-lane track. It's brand new a couple of years ago. We host, I think, just about every track meet for schools here in the city. Last week we did actually 3. We have 5 athletic fields, all grass, which is an important part to point out, especially with the heat. So we have a dedicated baseball pitch, and then we have main fields for football, rugby, touch, anything that you could possibly imagine. We have all those facilities. We have 12 tennis courts, 5 of which are covered. So those hot days or those days that we want to have kids in a different space, we have that option. We have two pools. We have our original 25-meter pool. And then on the other side of the campus, we have a 50-lane Olympic pool with 10 lanes, all certified timing systems, but also a bulkhead. So the bulkhead can divide the pool into two 25-meter pools, or it can push out to a 50-meter Olympic competition pool. 2 weeks ago, we hosted a Thai national swimming qualifier. So we do have all those events happening here on campus. We have 4 air-conditioned gyms, one of which is completely dedicated to the gymnastics, as you saw in the video, and more on the way. We have two extra gyms that are coming online within the next year or so. And then we have a weight room where we really focus and dedicate our kids, especially in middle school as they're getting into athletics, a place to be outside of their programs, what they need to be doing off seasons, in seasons. We have an athletic trainer that works in that weight room. He's certified from Ohio in the States, and he looks after our kids to make sure that they're recovering right and that they're on the right protocols. There's no better facility. I've worked in 7 different international schools around the world. By far, this ISB has the most amazing facilities for athletics, and I can't imagine running the programs that we do without the facilities that we have, because we really utilize absolutely every single space that we have. We've just got a variety of pitches here for our kids, because really everything and every decision we make is centered around the kids and making sure that they get their best experience. We want our kids, to receive confidence through experience. And the only way to do that is to make sure that there's no cuts, to make sure that no matter what age group, there's kids out there enjoying and learning and progressing. We know that in all different sports, kids develop at different times, and we just have to be patient and wait. And when they're ready to try something new, have that space available for them. And that's exactly what we have. We play a lot of competitions. We play within the city. We play BMAC outside of the city. In normal times, we travel internationally with IASIS, which is the world's premier Asian league. We play Singapore American and Manila and Jakarta. We play all these very, very large and very old and dedicated schools. And together we work to make this amazing opportunity for our international kids or high school kids. We have all those. All of this couldn't be possible, of course. I mean, the facilities are one piece, but what blows me away is simply the passionate people that we have both in the classroom, but also outside of the classroom when they're coaching and they're sharing their passion with other kids to create more passion. Here's a great example of a swim meet not long ago where we have parents and students and faculty involved in a meet to give kids that experience and know what it's like to compete. So we have all that happening. We have baseball, a dedicated baseball facility, and softball, which is, I believe, the only one in the city. Kids have that opportunity to come out to not just learn baseball, but also participate and develop their skills if they've come from a country where baseball is probably their primary sport. We have a fast pitch softball. We have our international tournaments where we get to host different events. And then, of course, our track. Second to none in the city, but also just an opportunity for kids to get involved in different experiences as they keep going through. Here's our girls' touch playing against a different team here in the city. But even the local schools like to come out because there's fresh air out here. There's green grass. There's a lot of space. They're not cramped, and they really have a great experience as they come out. And we have that opportunity here. And we like to share our facilities with as many different people as we can to make sure that everyone's developing at the same time and sharing those resources with as many different people as we can, so we can develop kind of a community, not just our own kids, but a community around us within the city to make sure everyone's getting stronger. And there's our baseball field. Some other opportunities we have on the right side, we have our Try Kids, which is an opportunity each year for kids just to try what is a triathlon and what does it mean and what does it do. And here in Nitchita, we have that safety piece that David mentioned earlier. We have bike lanes where kids can get out. They swim in the 50-meter pool. They ride around Nitchita. They do a quick run, and they have that experience of what it's like to be in a triathlon and compete against other kids. We have different categories, just for fun or the competition side. It really depends, and it brings out hundreds of kids each year, not just our own kids, but from around the city to be involved. We have golf tournaments. We have one coming up in a couple of weeks where we've rented a golf course for the day to make sure nobody else is involved, and it's just us and our kids in our community and the wider kids in Bangkok to have that opportunity to play and feel what that competition is like and experience is like from U11 all the way through to varsity. We have our, of course, we have our competitive sports, but we also have our community activities where we like to engage in and allow kids to grow and learn in different sports. Our community activities program is based around the needs and the wants and the desires. I see a question in the chat about netball. We don't actually have netball right now, but it's a great question at the right time, because if we had a group of people that were interested in netball, I'm sure we could get an activity happening in the afternoon or in the evening where people can come together and enjoy that sport and learn and develop. And that's one of the beauties of having such a large campus with so many facilities. We have that option to do those different things. So our athletics program is robust, our arts program is robust, and our service programs, but also we have a bunch of community activities where students are involved and come out and do different things day to day. So it's just amazing to see how busy everybody is. We are the ISB Panthers, and we would love to have you visit our campus and check it out. If you have any questions, please do let me know, or come out and chat. So thank you very much.
Fantastic. I really, really appreciate you putting that on, putting this presentation out there. Super fantastic. We do have to move on to our next school, but there are a couple of questions in the chat. If you wouldn't mind, jumping in there and answering them back, that'd be great. Or, we can send them over to you another way.
Yeah, absolutely. I see a question here from Jacqueline. How do we encourage kids to do sports? I think for me, it's all about opportunity, and we encourage our students, or all students, just to give something a chance. Like, go out once, go out twice, go out 3 times, see what it's like. If you don't like it, hey, let's work together. What did you like about it? Maybe you went out and tried softball. Maybe you like the running, but you don't like the hitting. Hey, no problem. Let's take you over to track and field and let's try that. Or let's try cross country. So it's really about, kids don't, like ourselves, we don't know what we don't know. But it's about throwing out opportunity and just trying to find the best fit for everybody. And if we can't find that, then hey, maybe we'll look somewhere else in the arts. But everybody has an opportunity to be involved, and we learn and grow and develop to make sure that we can do that. And I think I addressed the netball one there already, Stephen.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Chris. Really appreciate you taking the time out today, and I wish you the best of your day.
All right. You too, mate. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Cheers. Fantastic. We'll moving on to our next school here, which is KIS. Just double checking there. Yes, KIS. So KIS International School, IB World. KIS International School, centrally located in Bangkok, is an IB World school exclusively offering the International Baccalaureate programs. KIS is a collaborative community of about 750 students in 55 nationalities. We enjoy a strong community atmosphere and a variety of pursuits in academics, athletics, arts, and service. Students at KIS can pursue a continuum of IB education right from the start through the following programs: the IB Primary Years program for years 3 to 11, the Middle Years program for ages 11 to 16, and the Diploma program from 16 to 19. KIS's dedicated teachers and supportive parents work in partnership toward the attainment of student success. The school offers an academically challenging international curriculum and well-rounded program of sports, creativity, and community service. They provide all of their students, from the youngest children stepping into a classroom for the first time to the graduates heading off to the best universities, with the tools to become lifelong learners, successful leaders, and responsible global citizens. And with no further ado, I am going to welcome Shazam, Miss Kayleen Fontenot. Did I get that correct? Oh, can you hear me, Kayleen? Hello. I think you're muted. We just have to have Kayleen unmute her mic. Oh. There you are. Are you?
That's what you get with live events. There's never a moment without a glitch.
Well, there were two people in the chat here, and so I apologize. I put the
No
wrong
worries, no
person
worries.
up on the stage there. I'm batting 1,000 today, as we say.
It's okay.
So
It's okay. Nice to
Hello,
meet you.
Kayleen. How are you today?
Good. How are you doing?
I am well. Well, I would be doing better if I did not mess up every single transition in this particular stage, but whatever.
It's okay.
So with everybody else, you're the director of admissions and marketing at KIS. Well, as I've done for the other speakers, for the other schools, I've given the blurb about KIS, but why don't you put your 2 cents about what KIS is and what it means to you?
Sure. Well, I am actually very new to Bangkok, and I'm new to the local setting, but I guess I should talk about what drew me to KIS, because I moved my family from Sao Paulo, Brazil to Bangkok, and that's a pretty scary move in the middle of a pandemic. And I think you need to feel confident about this place that you're going, because especially when you're a parent, I have 2 children who go to school here. So I think I'm speaking to prospective parents, and what is it that one looks for when you're going to a new school? And I think what really struck me about KIS is a very small knit community. I think we're having some more glitches. Am I seeing? Okay.
Nope, we're good.
Okay. So I was very drawn to what is a smaller community. So we will never exceed 1,000. That's just the intentional design of the school. Yet we still have really spacious facilities, a campus, amazing pitch and air conditioned gym. We have all the things that you need to be comfortable and to be able to play sports, and 3 pools and whatnot. But I think what you end up taking away from a school experience is, what's your day-to-day experience? How kind are the children? How ambitious are they? What types of teachers are drawn to this community? And as an expat, this is your family. So I think that's really what drew me to come here. And what was amazing, because I did this crazy move sight unseen. So I had never visited the campus, and I was just more and more impressed. And I continue to be more and more impressed as I am here, which is, it's a good problem, but it also means maybe we need to be sharing all of this more actively, which is part of my job. So that's what I'm here to do. But I've been really pleased with the community of learners, how my children have adapted. It is a very international school. So by that, it's very diverse. It's not predominantly American or predominantly, British. It's really diverse. There's over 52 nationalities. And by that, there's also a good local representation, because as someone who's lived in many countries, I want my children to take that local culture with them too. So I'm really pleased that I noticed that our students that have been with us from EY1 all the way through, they speak Thai well. They read and write. And some of the kids that join us and speak, obviously, some of the kids that join us from other schools, they don't have that level of fluency when they join us in middle school. So I think that's a testament to the local language skills and the Thai teachers. And I believe that international schools, especially nowadays, you need to be in country for country, not just this little bubble that lives, somewhere inserted, and you could kind of be in any country. And I believe very strongly in that philosophy. So I love when my children are the ones who are educating me on what is Loy Krathong and what's going on and why and what's the history. That's why I wanted to move abroad with them and have them have that experience. I know I'm being very personal about this story, but I think it's part of it. It's part of the explanation. And as a full IB school, we start at 3 years old and go all the way through in the IB curriculum. And that means that we have the primary years program. We were one of the first schools in the world to have the primary years program. So that's a nice and exciting little fun fact. We were established in 1998 as a primary school and have been administering the IB exam since 2010. So it's been a really successful school, in the sense that we started off as a small school and now we go all the way up to graduation. Our marks are extremely high. If you look at our school profile, if you look around the world, Our students do very well on the IB exam. Our student teacher ratio is like 1:8. And I think that there's a lot of studies that show that students do better in smaller communities, that individual attention, the relationship that they establish with their teachers. There's one particular program that I just love that's called Family Time. It's existed for the past 2 or so years, so it's kind of a new program. This was intentionally designed as a social emotional kind of counseling program to help students acclimate and transition from primary to secondary and get to know people in other grades. It's a little bit of a different structure than like a homeroom where you're all in the same grade. So at KIS, you're separated into houses. And within your house, you have a family and a family parent, and you meet with them every day. And they're kids that probably may not be your friends, if not grouped together, but you meet and you discuss what's going on in the community. And really, this relationship is intentionally forged. So you have an adult that you feel comfortable going to if ever things aren't going that great. And of course, we also have counselors and we also have teachers. And I think the intention is to give you a lot of choice so that you feel seen and heard, because maybe you're going to identify more with your English teacher and maybe it's going to be your family parent. But the fact is that our students are really kind and they forge these personal relationships with their teachers, and our faculty, they're fantastic. They really come from all around the world. They're really caring and they're really kind. And I see that reflected in the student body as well.
Cool. Sasha Singh has a question for you. Is there a sports program that runs throughout the year?
Yes, we do. Actually, of course, the pandemic has kind of put a wrench in some of that, but we were just approved for Marissa. So we haven't yet been able to, this is a conference that students travel and compete against other schools. So we've made a lot of strides. We have started up our sports program again. So my daughter's on the swim team and we went this week, they started back up, and badminton, as well as volleyball and soccer. So that's back up and running, which is great. It took longer than probably all of us wanted, but it's amazing to see kids out on the pitch and playing badminton in the air-conditioned courts. And it's such a good way to forge relationships. So we do have a strong sports program. I'm not sure if I'm overselling it by saying strong, because I just came after ISB, but we have a great sports program.
No worries. So a pair has a question for you, and I believe it's a she, maybe not. What do children in primary school learn in the IB program?
That's a great question. I think we would need an entire day just to talk about that. But I think what's important to highlight is that in the early years program, which is when you're 3, 4, and 5, the structure of learning is what we call play-based learning. We know a lot more about the brain nowadays than we did, when I was in school. And we know now that the importance of play is really fundamental, and that through play, we develop our imaginative capabilities. And if you don't develop that imagination potential from age 5 to 7, you kind of miss that boat altogether. It sounds kind of scary, but it's important that parents know this information. And that's why in play-based environments, you have a lot of plain toys, a lot of just solid wood, because the intention is that children project their own imagination. Is this a house? Is this a car? Is this a rocket? And that's how you develop creativity. So we don't have battery operated toys and noisy things like that. That's where the children's play and engagement comes in. And you see as a child develops those milestones of going from independent play next to each other to actually collaborative play. That's when you also see how the IB curriculum evolves, which is called inquiry-based, or if you're British, inquiry-based. I get corrected all the time because there's so many Brits around here. So in inquiry-based learning, you're learning to look at the world kind of like a scientist. If you look at what the scientific methodology is, you analyze something, you investigate, you ask questions, and you come up with hypotheses. So that type of learning, that style of learning, is how you learn in the IB curriculum, and it follows you throughout. We want to develop thinkers who are able to think critically, who are able to ask questions. And that's how learning happens, because that's how you're able to solve problems. And I think, unfortunately, our children, they're inheriting a world full of problems, and they need to know how to solve problems in order to have a brighter tomorrow. So that's what I think is the true value of inquiry based. And of course, I mean, I'm skipping the basics with the assumption that everybody knows that if you're Thai, you're learning Thai and you're learning English. The curriculum is in English, and math and science. We have tons of specials. So they have music and art and sports. They have swimming in one of our 3 pools. Primary is in one pool. There's a training pool and a big pool. And then there's the competition size for our secondary students. I love seeing the kids with all their towels and their hats and, marching through the playground, going up to the pool. You can just see, yesterday was at lunch and I just went, oh, I wish I was 4 years old going to the pool right now. It's so hot out.
That's right. Yeah, Kaylee, I have to sort of jump in there because we want to make sure that we have enough time to do the formal presentation for KIS here. But there are a couple of other questions from Scarlett, and I think one other one in the chat. If you wouldn't mind coming back over into either Facebook or right here while you're still in the back end here in StreamYard, you can answer them as well.
You want me to jump into a chat? How do I do that? I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I see.
It's okay. You can do it. But I'm gonna take out the screen so that I can do your formal presentation. But I want to thank you for being on the stage with me today, and I wish you the best rest of your day today.
Thank you. So nice to meet you, and thank you for having me.
Okay, and without further ado, I'm going to take us into the formal presentation from KIS.
Welcome to KIS International School. We are a thriving early years to grade 12 full IB World School located in the heart of Bangkok with more than 750 students representing over 52 nationalities. KIS was founded in 1998 as a primary school with just one building. Since then, we have grown to integrate all age groups and offer a challenging curriculum. We are proud to be the only school in Bangkok to offer all 4 IB programs. The Primary Years program guides students to become active lifelong learners. Our Middle Years program encourages students to become creative, critical, and reflective learners. The IB Diploma program prepares students for university and a global world. The innovative career-related program is ideal for students who want to take IB courses and also dedicate themselves to a career path they are passionate about. The cornerstone of an IB education is learning by doing, asking questions and finding answers. In fact, studies show that children who follow the IB curriculum have stronger academic performance than their non-IB peers. The early years are a magical time in a child's life. Our curriculum focuses on holistic child development through play and inquiry-based learning. And at KIS, that means starting with a personalized and balanced approach to learning with one teacher for every 8 students. Developing critical thinking and problem-solving skills that help students excel across all disciplines. This instills a sense of curiosity and wonder through play. KIS is composed of highly qualified teachers who are native English speakers that come from the US, Canada, UK, Australia, New Zealand, and beyond. They are fully qualified and trained in the IB, with many holding advanced degrees. Our teacher librarians work with students of all ages to encourage a lifelong love of reading. The campus, located near the city center, is spread out over more than 25,000 square meters. Our playgrounds have a sensory path, muddy kitchen, a zip line, trampoline, sand pit, and lots of space to run and play. The lush grounds feature well-equipped facilities including science labs, libraries, state-of-the-art design workshop, studios for art and drama, an auditorium, and an acoustically designed Audibox. All KIS learning spaces are designed to foster collaboration and communication. This teaches empathy and respect and develops their critical thinking skills by sharing ideas with one another. Small group work is also how teachers can differentiate instruction as well as focus on individual development. Our sporting facilities are home to various teams including football, swimming, basketball, volleyball, and more. KIS is a warm and tightly knit community, and here individuals feel at home in our vibrant and dynamic school. Whether your child is just starting their schooling or nearing graduation, KIS offers a challenging and well-rounded program that will serve them well wherever life takes them. Our graduates consistently score above the world IB average. This is thanks to a challenging, well-balanced, and differentiated learning experience that students receive in our intentionally mid-sized school. KIS students go on to top universities around the world. The critical thinking and problem-solving skills they develop in the IB prepare them well for their academic and professional futures. KIS is well respected for the community values we embody. Come, discover how KIS is inspiring individuals.
Okay, fantastic. That was KIS, and I'm really excited to put, like, with many of the schools that we had yesterday as well. Oh. Sorry, the video is still playing in my background. KIS has a special promotion for everyone who is joining us for the 2022 Virtual School Summit here at BKK Kids, and that's 50% off the KIS registration fee. And so you can reach out to Kayleen, you can reach out to some of her colleagues as well. If you're interested in KIS, go give them a call. It says, you can see kind of small on the screen there right now, but this expires on April 30th, 2022. So make sure you give them a call right now, or send them a message, or go over and visit the campus if you happen to be in Bangkok, to take advantage of that special offer. And if you're watching the recording as well, you can still take advantage of that offer as well. Okay, going forward, we are going to move on to our next school here. Our next school is KPIS. And I will introduce KPIS here. At KPIS, they believe in an American education system based on the Common Core state standards. Students learn skills that prepare them for the future: independent thinking, collaboration, creativity, problem solving, and global thinking. Exposure to real-world situations and technology under school-controlled settings allows students to define and logically analyze problems meaningfully. The students begin to respect diversity, actively learn and care about the environment in which they live, collaborate, and create, thus truly becoming global citizens of our world. And I am excited to bring on to the stage with me here, Miss Drew oh man, I'm going to screw it up. Intankanok. Is that correct? Oh, you're muted. You're muted. If you have to turn on your microphone. There you go.
Hi,
Now I
good
can-
morning.
Good morning. Did I get your name close?
Sadika.
Did I get your name close at all?
That was very close. That was very, very close. So it's due in Takanak.
Du in Takanak. Well,
Yes.
Saudi Kap to you.
Sadika.
It's super nice to meet you. You are the head of school there at KPIS. I'm
Yes.
really glad that you could join us today. Tell me, like I've given to the other schools throughout the summit here, I want to offer you the opportunity here for the first minute or two to just, give us your, what does KPIS mean to you, and set the stage for us.
Okay, well, I have to say, personally, KPIS means very much a lot to me. It's the heart of, I guess, all of my whole life. I've been working here. Not my whole life. It can't be, right? Because
I don't know.
but,
maybe you were a student as well.
No, I wasn't. It started because of three individuals who mean a lot to me. My kids, of course, and the family. So we started the school because of our kids, basically. And we wanted a dream school that would, give our kids not only language skills, but those skills and attitudes and what they needed in order to be global citizens of the future. So we wanted to ensure that for our kids. And then we thought, well, maybe if we can, maybe not only our kids, but what about, neighborhood kids around who can have that same opportunities. So that's kind of like the essence of how we started the school. And we just kept on kind of growing and growing on that. So that's the basis of our intention, that we wanted something great. We wanted a good school. We wanted a great school, and opportunities for Thai children to go into the global world.
Fantastic.
So I want to say that, KPIS is really, we focus on knowledge, but not the meaning of knowledge that I mean like content, because content nowadays is at your fingertips, right? So knowledge is, you have to know what knowledge, how to get it, and when. So it's really having access to that information that is pertinent, that you need. And then you also need the skills to be able to apply those knowledge in the real setting, in the real world. And then ultimately the attitudes like empathy, responsibility, and being human, being ethical, and becoming, again, back to a global citizen of the future world. And so back to your question about KPIS, or Giripat International School, we are really strongly, I would say, have the intention to develop our citizens into the future world and having those skills for that.
Excellent. I want to remind everyone that we are here with Miss Du live. And so if you're watching us on Facebook, if you're watching us in YouTube, we'd love to hear your questions. So throw them in the chat. We do see them almost instantaneously. I know there's a little tiny delay, but we see them almost instantaneously. And so we'd love to be able to respond to them. I'll start off the questions. You talked a lot about global citizenry there. Talk to me about the diversity at the school. What kind of nationalities do you have there? Where do people come from? And those types of things.
Well, the diversity, a lot of diversity we see in the teaching community. We have teachers from many countries around the world. Although mainly our homeroom teachers are from the native English-speaking countries, for example, America, Canada, South Africa, the UK. We do have teachers coming from the Philippines, from India. So, you know, that's the diversity coming mainly from the teaching community. We do have around 80% of Thai nationals, 12% biracial mixed Thai and mixed nationalities, and the rest would be mainly expat children. That would be about 7 to 10%.
Okay, excellent. There is 2 questions in the chat for us right now. The first one comes from PT, whose family name I'm not going to butcher for her or him. Actually, it's a him. Is KIS now fully on-site learning for kindergarten?
Yes, KPIS is fully on site at the moment.
Oh, sorry. I apologize. That was for KIS, but KPIS, I apologize. I'm assuming the question is directly for you. So KPIS, is it fully on site? Go ahead.
Yes, we are currently fully on site.
Excellent. Awesome. This one from Casey Dolik is definitely for KPIS. So, KPIS, do they only do IB in the last 2 years, or do you incorporate any other element of the IB?
For KPIS, we use we have the American curriculum. And so for us in the high school years, the continuum would be for students who are challenged, who like the challenge and the rigor of academics. We continue it with the AP Capstone Diploma. So AP Capstone Diploma, that offers you also an option where you can choose and select. It's kind of like university level courses. We have AP Seminar, we have AP Research, AP Biology, AP Economics. And through those courses, that's where you get the academic rigor and you can earn university credits. It makes your transcript also stand out when you're applying to those top end colleges as well.
100%. So let's flip the script on that a little bit. And for AP, and for students that are excelling, AP is a great option. Talk to us about your learning support for somebody maybe who's struggling, or maybe somebody who has some different neurodiversity issues or those kinds of things. What kind of support options do you offer?
Support options. Well, we have a support team, learning support team, definitely. We have also our college counselors. We have peer tutoring options, individual tutoring options. So for learning support, we have a realm of support for different needs, moderate to mild special needs, learning difficulties, and then language support options for students.
Excellent. Fantastic. I want to remind everybody that if you do have a question here for Miss Du, please put it in the chat there. We have about a minute left before we're going to move into the formal presentation here. Tell me about something that we talked a lot about yesterday with the British schools, but we haven't actually talked about with any of the other schools today, is what about learning pathways do you, like sort of alternative learning pathways that you take that either take people to a career path or take learners to, a specific college learning path, those kinds of things?
So as I mentioned previously a little bit when there was a question about IB, because we are an American curriculum focused, we offer for those who are more interested in academic rigor, the AP Capstone pathway. We also have what's called the Experience Center at our school, which I would say offers unlimited pathways for learning. Nice. Because it's like a skill building labs. And in this experience center, we have different labs or workshops. We call them districts, but they're basically places where students can go and learn and have an idea and go through the design cycle. So there's a place for innovative technological basis for design technology, a multimedia center, a center for creative arts, performing arts, culinary arts. And that's a place where students who have different interests, they can hone their skills and go and practice those skills in there. So you have an idea, you have you want it to happen, you can actually practice those skills, go through the design cycle and make it happen and reiterate and, you know, kind of see if that's really your passion.
Well, I'll tell you what, my kids would love that. Ms. Du, as always, it seems to happen here in these virtual summits or in these virtual spaces here, the time flies by so quickly, and I want to make sure that we have enough time to show your entire formal presentation. But I want to thank you for taking the time out of your day. I'm sure it's super busy to speak with us and answer these questions.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
You too.
All right. And now, without any further ado, let's look at the KPIS formal presentation.
Knowledge plus insight is strength. KPIS provides unique learning experiences that build skills for the ever-changing world. With today's technologies developing faster than ever, the skill sets needed for future careers are also transforming. We believe education must adapt to the new world. To ready our students to deal with many challenges the future may bring, we provide a learning environment that students will not only learn, but practice skills that prepare them for their future, such as effective communication, critical thinking, problem solving, lifelong learning, independent thinking, collaboration, creativity, computational thinking, and global thinking. With this fail-safe culture and environment, students will be able to stay curious and develop the much-needed future competencies. Follow us as we take you through the learning approaches of our school.
I like to read in the learning center downstairs.
Why do you like it?
Because they have a lot of books. I like to play the house game.
Here in kindergarten, we believe in creating a love of learning for every student in the early years. Using the principles of creative curriculum combined with the pockets of play at adaptable learning centers and technology centers, we provide an environment that nurtures young minds.
My favorite subject is LA, Social Studies and Science, because a lot projects have been going on in social studies, and we're also doing the science fair. My favorite activity is language arts. Now we get to write letters to other American grade 2 students and how we are learning in class.
A lot of people do say that math is very hard, but once you get used to it, it's actually pretty fun. My teacher likes to put math stations. She'll put these pieces of paper in different parts of the room, and we will just rotate until everyone has done each part.
In elementary, our goal is to create a strong foundation for students to gain confidence in their abilities, to excel in their education, and to grow individually. Through project-based learning, we develop independent critical thinkers who communicate their ideas effectively within a collaborative environment. We also equip students with social, emotional skills to be successful, independent global citizens with strong moral values and a resilient work ethic.
So I'm in an elective called game design. Game design helped me understand games better.
My favorite subject, music. You can play instruments, you can sing, you can dance.
Club that I'm in is a speech and debate club. I really like doing debates because it gives you a chance to think about other people's opinions.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
That's a hard question. I don't really have anything. Yeah.
You're still exploring?
Yeah.
Me somewhere in high school.
Middle school is a time for exploration and various learning experiences. At KPIS, we offer programs that help to build and grow transferable skills in a safe and supporting learning environment. Students are able to discover their passions and gain experience as they reflect on their process and their academic and social progress.
I applied to the University of York to study chemistry, and the reason that I chose this subject, the teachers guided me through our career counseling sessions, and I was also very motivated to go into something that would lead me to environmental job opportunities.
Thanks to the encouragement of my peers and mostly the teachers, I felt really comfortable in really exploring my limits as a student, or my boundaries, and even trying to cross them to, expand those boundaries.
High school is a time for the direct application of transferable skills. Students are able to reflect on their past experiences to improve and to grow for their future success. Students are able to sharpen their skills as they prepare to be leaders and global citizens. At KPIS, we offer subjects in accounting, statistics, physics, chemistry, biology, environmental sciences, psychology and economics, language, literature and acquisition, visual and performing arts, and the AP Capstone Diploma, which includes AP Seminar and AP Research. At KPIS, we understand the importance of the holistic development of our students through these experiences as they work towards future success.
Welcome to KPIS Experience Center, where our main goal is to take learning experiences beyond the school. After students have learned basics from each of their classes, they will be able to explore, experiment, and bring their ideas to life in a fail-safe environment through project-based learning in fields that interest them, ranging from multimedia, culinary arts, engineering, performing arts, fashion, design and technology, and so many more. The Experience Center will focus on using design thinking process as our main learning approach. These steps include to emphasize or research users' needs, to define or state users' needs and problems, to ideate to challenge assumptions and create ideas, prototype to start to create solutions, test to try the solutions out, and to reflect to make sure that students understood the process.
These learning approaches are adapted from each and every level at school, from kindergarten to high school. We guide our students to create projects that they can use in the real world. Within these projects, we also collaborate with corporations and businesses in the real world, where our students gain real-world experiences in return. For example, the F1 in school.
In F1 in schools, our main objective is to change the perception of science, technology, engineering, and math by creating a fun and exciting learning environment for students to help them be inspired to develop an informed view in careers in engineering, Formula One, science, marketing, and technology.
Here at the Multimedia Studio, we let the student lead the class
We do what they're interested in, whether it's going to be a music video, a cooking video, or maybe their personal log. We here just giving them guidance and the experience that they need so that they can find out who they are, what they're passionate about, and help guide them into the career they love.
Together, we look forward to creating wholesome experiences for all of our children. We do understand that each child is unique, therefore we would create unique learning experience for each of them. Therefore, we believe we can help our students prepare for any challenge that the future may bring.
Excellent. That was a great presentation by KPIS. And I am excited to also let everyone know that KPIS also has a special promotion that they want to offer to everyone here at the 2022 Virtual School Summit from BKK Kids. And you can see on your screen now, it's the enrollment of their fee of 50,000 baht and the application and processing fee waive of 5,000 baht. And you can, I'm just making sure that, the expiration date there is on the corner. The expiration date is on May 31st, 2022. So now would be a great time to take advantage of it. It's March 16 as we're recording this right now, or as we're live. So head on over to KPIS. Ms. Du, I'm sure, would be happy to say hello to you, or anybody else in her staff would be happy to take you around the campus and show it to you. So once again, this promotion from KPIS is only available to those of you who are checking out the Virtual School Summit. So please take advantage of it today. Our next presentation is going to be from Mari Simpson. And I'm going to bring her on the stage right now. I'm just going to make some adjustments. Shazam, found it. And I'm going to bring Mari on the stage right now. Mari, are you there? I hear you, but I do not see you yet, Mari. Are you there, Miss Mari?
I am. This is my.
Oh, now I can't hear you. We're flying without a net here, folks. So we actually are live while Miss Mari is working on her camera so that she can get back on the stage. I'll be getting back to the stage here. I'll remind you that because we are live, please put your questions in the chat. We do see them. We are happy to answer them. There you are. Now I see you. Shazam. Fantastic. And so, everybody, if you're watching us on Facebook, if you're watching us on YouTube, we do see if you put a question or an observation or a comment in the chat, we do see it. We'd be happy to respond to you. And we love interacting here. We've had some great comments thus far this morning. Miss Mari Simpson, you are the Elementary Principal Learning Support Program and and you're here to talk about learning the Learning Support Program and the PBL, or the Project-Based Learning. Is that correct? Oh, now you're on mute. You pushed one button and then you pushed the other one. Oh, I still can't hear you. Okay.
Okay, is that better?
Shazam. Now we are.
Goodness, camera problems, guys. Yes, so I am Marie Simpson and I'm the elementary principal here at KPIS. And to provide learning opportunities for all kids is obviously close to our heart here. So we have a special program which is project-based learning and also social emotional learning here. So I did prepare a little presentation. Yep. If we can move over.
I'm going to bring your presentation up right now and you are ready to go.
Right. So today we're going to talk a little bit about project-based learning and social emotional learning. So like I said, I'm Marie Simpson, the elementary principal here. This is my 18th year in education. I'm an MBA and in leadership and in education. And then I have a passion to just instill lifelong learning within our students. The way we do it here at KPIS is in a fun way, like you can see our team here. So let's get into it. Project-based learning. What is this about? This is about empowering students to be self-directed, self-aware, and self-managed. students really take ownership of their learning here. How do they do that? They do that by identifying a problem that matters to them. Instead of the teacher telling them what to do, the students come up with what they want to do next. The students investigate solutions that are culturally relevant to real life situations. They don't just learn about science, but they actually become the little scientists. So here you can see that in projects, we integrate all subjects within one project. So project-based learning is really where the project drives the learning, not like years ago where we had the topic and then we created a project based on that. I would like to share an example of what our grade 2s are currently doing. Currently, our grade 2 class, they're having a chocolate market. So the driving question they came up with is, how can we as entrepreneurs create chocolate shops that can give back to the community? So the students went and they created surveys to do market research. They interviewed the parents. They created clay models of their booths. They did commercials with our videographer. They did tasting sessions where the other kids came in and teachers came in to taste and give them feedback. They created posters to invite the school. They learned about money, prices, what's a fair price to ask, what's too much. They presented their shop during assembly actually just this morning. And next Tuesday, they're going to have the little market day downstairs where they're going to sell the chocolate. And then the money they're going to make, they're going to give to as a donation. So here you can see the steps. So here they were like creating in their little groups. Each one has their role. They were creating the products they want to sell, the slogans, the logo, the packaging design. How are they going to design it? Our design teachers also work closely with the homeroom teachers here to help with design aspects. Here they created their little models on the side and they created their slogans and posters. Here they can see they did a taste testing. Here they were shooting their commercials. Then they created their posters. The posters go up all around the school, inviting the different divisions. This was this morning when they actually were downstairs at the assembly, inviting the kids to come and bring money and buy from their shops next week. Then to go along with PBL, we have SEL. That's a new initiative at our school this year. And for SEL, it's to teach the kids more about their social emotional learning. We also include this in the projects because we want the kids to be more in touch with their emotions. So in SEL, students acquire the skills to recognize and manage emotions. They develop empathy and concern for others. They establish positive relationships, and they make responsible decisions to handle challenging situations effectively. Especially with COVID, we've realized that the students that come in really need more social support. So we've really been pushing this initiative alongside our PBL. Here's an example of what we did. This was for Valentine's Day. We put up a wall, and in SEL class, the students learn to think before they speak. So they did a heart activity where they see, like, every time they say something bad to students or to other people, they hurt their hearts and leave marks. And then we ended it up with saying, how do you love yourself? How do you show love to yourself? How do you experience love? And then we ended with a You Are Love theme and wall in our school, where the kids can always go back when they need a little bit of love. So we believe in a holistic approach in education here. My team and I, we develop independent critical thinkers through project-based learning who can communicate their ideas effectively within a collaborative environment. Like you saw earlier, we're working in groups most of the time, so that helps. We equip students with problem-solving skills to be successful, independent, global citizens with strong moral values and a strong work ethic. Any questions?
Fantastic. Awesome. Just pushing all of the buttons to get us back onto the screen here.
Oh, technology.
You know, it's pretty cool that this actually works. You know, that we're having all this happen. So awesome. I want to actually bring your name back up. Fantastic. Miss Mari, thank you so much for walking us through that presentation. I really, really appreciate it. I encourage you to stick around as well. People may have questions that they'll put into the comments, but we're going to move on to our next school now.
Sure. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you
Have
so
a
much.
wonderful day.
You as well.
Bye-bye.
Okay, folks, with no further ado, oh, I left my notes over here. I'm going to bring our next school onto the stage, which is NIST International School. Shazam. Over the course of a few days in December of 1989, a group of parents, teachers, and school leaders drafted a 3-page document calling for a new international school in Thailand, a school that is inclusive in its orientation, seeking and encouraging diversity in staff and students. They described a caring atmosphere where all would be held to high standards of tolerance and respect. When NIST opens its gates on the sunny morning of August 13th, 1992, 502 young learners turned that dream into a reality. Their school went on to become the first full international baccalaureate world school in Thailand. And in the years since, thousands of students, parents, and teachers have left their mark on the school, embracing continual growth and improvement in service of their mission to inspire, empower, and enrich lives. They are more than a school. They are a community that believes that education can transform us and in turn transform the world. And without further ado, I'm going to bring on the stage with me Miss Yvonne Trecynthia.
Hello.
Did I get that correct? Oh, can you hear me? Hello, hello. I can hear you, Yvonne. Can you hear me? Well, we hear you. Let's see. What should we do? Folks, we're going to take a few minutes to figure out these technical issues, and we will go from there.
All right, Stephen, I think I have issues hearing you and seeing you. I'm going to try to come back. I'm going to leave the studio and come back. Hopefully, it will solve the issues. Sorry about this.
No worries. So while you saw there, while we wait for Yvonne to come back, we'll just give her a few seconds there. I want to remind everybody that we are live. As you can see, you know, we're live. We're flying without a wire, as we say. We're flying without a net. So sometimes we do have a few technical glitches, as sometimes happens. Yvonne will be coming back in. But while we're waiting, if you do have comments for our previous schools or the schools that are coming up, you know, we have NIST coming up now. Room Ready is coming up after that. Unity Concord, American School in Green Valley, and Verso, they're all coming up after this. And so, you know, I encourage you to put your comments into the chat so that we can answer them live. Yvonne, are we back? Are you there? I wonder why she is unable to see or hear me. Hello, Yvonne. Testing 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. Can you hear me?
I cannot hear anything here. What's going on?
Well, she can't hear me, but we can all hear her. So I'm going to wait. I've just messaged her.
Yeah, probably playing the video would be better
Okay.
at this moment. Right.
We will start with your video. Okay, so we're going to start with the video from NIST, and then we will go from there. I will tee that up right now.
I really love going to NIST because everyone made me feel so welcome from the first day. It's amazing how much I have learned and achieved since I started here. They helped me to discover what I'm good at, and there are so many options for activities and learning.
When choosing a school for our children, we were instantly impressed with the NIST program and their complete approach to education.
I'll never forget my time at NIST. I had so many positive experiences that shaped me into the person I am today.
We encourage our students to challenge us as much as we challenge them. I feel this develops fresh thinking and a passionately curious mind.
Everywhere we look, we see challenges and opportunities. We strive to elevate and expand our programs, our learning, and our thinking. We create an environment that brings out the joy in learning. Safe spaces to explore and question. And nurture growth, always. Every space is a classroom. Every interaction is a connection. Every experience has the potential for learning and growth. Our learning program offers opportunities for long-term positive change that is truly transformational. At NIST, we believe student growth is multidimensional. Our service program encourages students to engage in community activities that develop solutions for the real world. Our goal is to equip each student to flourish. Through the highest academic standards, excellence in teaching, and world-class facilities, we bring true joy to learning. As we embark on the next chapter of our NIST story, we do so with purpose and passion, motivated to constantly improve with our hearts and hands in the present and our eyes on the future. Building better programs, better facilities, and better opportunities for our community to challenge themselves, to grow, and to learn.
What makes NIST so special to me? It's joy.
So our Year 2 students are learning to be programmers. Earlier in the year, they worked with Codable and Coding Unplugged to learn about giving clear commands and debugging programs using loops and also using functions. This time we're building on that knowledge of programming and we're using robots. So we're using the Sphero robots and the students have learned to use block programming. So they're using problem-solving skills to work out how to make the robots move. Sometimes they're exploring making the robot speak or even change color. So they're learning through trial and error and problem-solving. They're learning to work out the cause and effect of what some of the blocks do. So with the movement blocks, they're learning that they need to change the speed, they need to change the time or the duration the robot rolls for, and they also need to change the direction. So they're learning a lot about programming, they're learning a lot about cause and effect, and they're also learning a lot about resilience and really working hard to figure out how to debug their programs.
We're gonna give it to the bottle bricks, and then they're gonna make stuff like flower beds with the bottles instead of just putting them in the sea.
So our product is a board game, and it's gonna help fair NIST because it's easy to make and it tells a story because the game is about farmers. So the reason we are making this is because a lot of the old coffee beans that Fairness doesn't sell goes out to like wastelands, and it's not like good for the environment. It makes more trash. So these are old coffee beans, and we're using it to make our body scrubs so it doesn't go out to waste.
So we're on the IA Silver practice journey, which is the opportunity for them to learn the sets of skills that they've got to use when they're on their actual qualifying journey.
So this journey, it's learning how to use a stand-up paddleboard, paddling along, how to read the river, learning how to navigate, learning how to work as a team. And that's preparing them for a 3-day journey they'll do in 2 months' time.
Something super cool that I experienced was like the overall like nature, being able to see the nature, because Bangkok is not like filled with a lot of green stuff and like nature. So it's really cool to be able to like experience that and like feel the breeze and like fresh air.
One thing I learned on this trip was something very important that Troy taught me at the very, very start, which was respect the river. If you respect it, it will respect you, and so don't try and fight it. It's just experience the beauty of nature, respect it.
Okay, Stephen, I still have issues here. I can't hear you and I can't see you. However, I have something here on Facebook, so I can see you there, and I see some questions in the live chat. So I'm so sorry. I'm not sure what happened. I used 3 different devices and yeah, it's still not working properly. But I tried to do the best I could. However, I mean, yeah. If you have to skip after this, that's fine. But people, if you have questions, definitely please feel free to contact us at admissions@nist.ac.th. We do provide personal tour, and we're more than happy to show you the facilities, the school, and answer all the questions that you may have. I saw one questions over here. It is, what learning support options do NIST offer? Yes, we do have extensive learning support team here at NIST. So we are an inclusive school, and that's why I love this school so much. It is a diverse school, and not only diversity in terms of nationalities and people background, but also diversity of learners. So we are a managed inclusive school, and we have about, I would say about 15% of our students receiving different type of support. So how does it look like? It really depends on what kind of needs that the students have. So we have learning support team in elementary and secondary. We also have Director of Student Support Services that overseeing this department. Each year level in elementary, we do have a learning support teacher. We have 11 counselors actually working in the school. So we have 1,700 students, and we have 11 counselors. So 3 of them are in elementary. We have 2 in middle school, and we have 6 of them working with our high school students. 3 are focusing on the college counseling, and the other 3 are for social emotional. And then we also have EAL support. So we also accept students in elementary, even though they can't speak English, let's say, with different level of English. So we accept students with 0 English up to the point to EAL for advanced level. So yeah, so it is a big part of the school, the inclusivity.
I think you might be able to hear me now.
I can. So what happened?
I don't know, but technology is crazy. It's the ghost in the machine. So there's another question that is, it's wonderful. I'm glad we finally made it happen. That's wonderful.
Yes, great. Yeah.
So there is another question from Elodie Baron Valmari. Is NIST planning to have 2 campuses in the future?
Not at the moment. So I haven't heard of that, and I don't think it is in the plan for the near future. We are currently building a new building. That was our parking lot at the front of the school, and that building will be finished in October. So we will have the basement over there, the drop-off, the admin will move over there, and we're going to have black box theater as well over there. And then we have the campus master plan. And what's going to happen after that is we're going to renovate and rebuild the building 1 and building 2, which is our world language building right now. So we're going to give more opportunity for elementary to expand. So this space for elementary actually will be more than double after that. But we do not plan any second campus. I know that the school is currently oversubscribed, and we're quite fortunate to be in that position right now. But we love the size of the school right now, about 1,700 students. And yeah, so 6 classes per year level, and we hope to maintain that in the future.
Excellent. Ava Cohen is asking, if you're still going on construction, or you still have construction going on, how do you manage this so that it doesn't impact the learning of the students?
So of course, I mean, we have to be very, very careful because it is a working campus. It's not like an empty land and we build for a new school, but the learning is still going. So we are really, really careful about that. So right now we hoard the area of the parking lot, the previous parking lot. So they have separate entrance, so as if like it's not part of the campus at the moment. So it is not pretty right now in the main entrance, but starting in October, it's going to look so much better. And we will have areas for parents as well to mingle, because that's one thing that parents really love about NIST, the community, because you meet people from other parts of the world and you learn from each other and you form a community. So we're going to have a special area for parents to meet and mingle over there at the front of the campus. Yeah.
Excellent. Final question for you, unfortunately, because this time does fly by. Tell me a little bit about NIST X and the things that we saw in the video there about some of the off-campus adventures that they do.
Yes. So we have a NIST X, which is part of NIST as well, and they're focusing on the Action Week and outdoor learning. So it's expedition. So students, not only that they learn on campus, they also do it outside. So it's carefully thought. what is the theme and per year level, what they're doing and everything. But it is also an opportunity for students to use outside classroom to learn. So every year level, we start from year 4. We start little by little, like one night in year 4. And then up to the point when you're in secondary, then you go for the whole week. Yeah. So yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Miss Yvonne, Trisynthia, I really apologize that we had some technical difficulties here, but I appreciate you taking the time, not only the effort to get back on and make it happen, but to take the time out of your morning to speak with us today. There is another question there that I'll let you answer in the chat. If you circle back around and click on that chat button. And then, of course, everyone, we are doing this live. So if you do have more questions for NIST about their campus, about their curriculum, or about how they engage with students or anything else like that, please put them in the chat. I'm sure Miss Yvonne will be happy to answer them.
And I think my colleague Cindy will be meeting with you later to talk more about our surface learning.
Oh, fantastic. That's absolutely right.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent.
All right. Thank you so much, Stephen. Very nice to meet you.
Ciao, ciao.
Bye.
And with that said, we are now going to move on to our next school. We have, I want to remind everybody, we have some great giveaways, some great prizes, Amazon gift cards. We have 8 tickets to Vana Nava. We have this one night stay at this, the Sofitel in Sukhumvit. And the way that you get entered to win one of those prizes is by putting a question in the chat. We monitor the chat the whole time, and we're going to be putting all of those names from yesterday and today into a hat and pulling them out to see who win those prizes. So please, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, it looks like 5 schools left to talk to. And so, we got plenty of time to ask questions and engage these wonderful institutions. Our next school is Remrudi, or RIS, International School. RIS is one of Thailand's longest running international schools. Remrudi, or Thai for Union of Hearts, perfectly captures this Catholic school's philosophy of welcoming all children, emphasizing social responsibility and ensuring a warm environment. 21st century learning at RIS focuses on the 3 elements of head, which is knowledge, hands, skills, and heart, or values. Students are nurtured to develop necessary critical thinking skills for success in the IB and AP programs of high school. Since 1957, the RIS community has been a connected global network where teachers often state their admiration for students, and decades of alumni look back at RIS with fond memories and nostalgia. Excellent. Now, without further ado, I'm going to bring Miss Madeline Bystrom on here. Hello, Madeline. How are you today?
Hi, Steve. Can you hear me?
I can.
Great.
Today is the day of me flubbing things, but honestly, fantastic. Miss Madeline, you are the elementary and middle school principal. As I have been offering to the other schools throughout the day and through yesterday, I'd love to hear your, from your perspective, not that blurb that I just read. What's RIS all about, and why is it special to you?
Great question. I've been at RIS since 2002, so I think I'm going on 20 years. So I've been here for quite a while. So I do have a lot of background or love for the school, and reasons why I've stayed here for so long. It is a great school. It has a great sense of community, which has been evident for these past years. It's been so difficult with the pandemic and trying to pull together, and we're just known for having a really good community. Our students are great. They're academically strong. They, well balanced. It's a really great school to be at. It has a lot of feel about nurturing students, about well balanced students, and our health curriculum is really strong. It's so much more. It's strong academics, but it's also so much more than that. It's just been a great place to be, and I hope I can stay here until I retire.
Fantastic. Well, as someone who's been there, who has such tenure, a great question I have for you is, how does faculty stay modern? What's the sort of the continued professional development at RIS, and keeping track with changes in education and principles and sort of methodologies and those kinds of things?
That is a great question. And before I was the elementary middle school principal, I was the curriculum director. So right up my alley here. Good question. Professional development is something that's very, very important to us and highly valued. Each teacher gets a personal PD fund every year so that they can use on things that they're working on or learning that they need to probably just explore or something new they want to learn. Also, we have 3 in-service days where the teachers we have a full day set aside just for professional learning, where we'll bring in speakers. We will focus in for each section on what needs, what we're focusing on at that time. It's something that's very highly valued. It's something that the teachers that come to RIS appreciate. And the ultimate goal is, yes, we are training the teachers, but the ultimate goal is student learning. So what impact does that professional development have on student learning? So we're always following up on that. And trying to stay, like you said, we have to stay current, really staying current. So we have our curriculum director now that brings in speakers. We've hosted big conferences like WIDA. We have weekend workshops that we host from ERCOS to make sure that our teachers have lots of opportunities to learn.
Fantastic. Tell us a little bit about the campus itself for those people who are not familiar with RIS and where you're located and the facilities that you have, green space, those types of things.
Great. So we are in Minbury, which is on the outskirts of Bangkok. It's about, I want to say 30 minutes from Suvarnabhumi. To sort of give you an idea of location, we're on the east side of the city. It is a very big campus. That's some of the new teachers. When they first come, they say, it's really big. And yesterday when I was going to the high school building, I had to give myself a good 10 minutes to get there because I had to walk across campus. It's about, I want to say, just to make sure here I'm not saying the wrong thing, it is 29 acres. So it is very spread out. We have 3 buildings: elementary school, middle school, high school building, and then another building where the fathers live, because as you mentioned in the beginning, we're a Catholic school, so they have a residence here, and we have silos. We have an Olympic-sized swimming pool. We have a smaller swimming pool. We have 2 big football fields. We have a performing arts center that is quite new. We have performances, not so much anymore, but hopefully we'll get back to that. And also all sections, elementary, middle school, and high school, have makerspace where the kids can explore and build things. There's a culinary arts center, which is quite new, where lots of our kids learn culinary arts. It's a very popular program. Excellent. But it's green, it's spread out. It's just a really, really nice place to be. It's calm, it's quiet. There's some advantages of being outside on the outskirts of Bangkok. We do have lots of greenery, hopefully fresh air, unless it's seasonal. Not so much noise. So it's nice. The advantages of being on the outskirts a little bit.
Fantastic. I want to recommend and offer the opportunity to everyone who's still in the room. We still have quite a few people here watching. Now is the time to put a question in the chat there for Miss Madeline so that we can get an answer for you now. And I'm not sure if this one is for you because it says there's 3 different campuses, but I don't think do you have 3 different campuses?
Yes, we do, and I can do that. We do. We actually have.
So what is the difference academically in the 3 different campuses?
There shouldn't be any. As the curriculum director, that was one of my jobs, is to make sure that we share all the professional learning opportunities. We share all the curriculum with our other campuses. So we stay in contact and constant touch. So they come to us for professional learning. We provide our teachers and our curriculum director. We have the same curriculum and the same system so that we can have the same curriculum, the same programs. We have, there's one campus is in Ratchapruk, which is in Nonthaburi. The other smaller campus is in early years, just for pre-K to grade 1 or to kindergarten. When they go to grade 1, they come here, and that's called RISE. It's RIS Early Years campus, and it's what was I going to say about that? Anyhow, it's the area is Prayas Surin. And then there's one more that is currently under construction in Phuket.
Oh wow! All right, you're putting one in the sandbox. Fantastic.
Yes. Our early years, I mentioned about our early years. It's a strong Reggio. If anyone's familiar with Reggio Emilia, it's a very progressive program for our youngest students, and we keep the same programs. If we have a strong belief at RIS for the Reggio Emilia approach, then our early years campus has the same. So there shouldn't be a difference.
Okay, excellent. Kai Yao is asking, are there any boarding facilities? Do you do boarding?
Yes, great question. We do have on the main campus in Minbury, we do have it's called the Silos Residence. It is a boarding facility. that is right on campus. We have, it's a limited amount of space. We have enough for 50 students. Just looking over here, make sure I'm saying the right thing. Right now, currently it's full, so there's a big interest in the morning program, but we're trying to expand that a little bit.
Okay, excellent, fantastic. As a parochial school, do you talk to me about diversity? Do you have the same type of nationalities and sort of diversity of learners that you see from around the world, or do you find that you're a little different?
We've had a lot of conversations around that, so it's a great question. Thanks. We are 85%, 83% Thai national.
Okay.
But when we talk about diversity, we really want to think about diversity of thinking. Diversity can mean different things. So we might have the same nationality, but we try to, it's one of our hands, heads, and hearts is that we embrace diversity, and that might be diversity in thinking, it might be diversity in nationality, it might be diversity in just different things.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say, yeah. What was it?
No.
I know there was something else I wanted to say about that. I just can't think of it. Yes.
We're just talking about diversities, different nationalities, those kinds of things, yes. Where you draw your students from. So, okay, excellent. One question from Daniel Green. Do you know when the Phuket school will be open?
Do you know when the Phuket school is open? Next year. Okay. I have prompting back here. Yes, it's currently being built. I've seen the location. I've seen the building plans. We're hoping to open it next year.
Okay, fantastic. Anything else? I want to make sure that we have time to do your formal presentation as well. Is there any other very particular or unique information that you'd like to put on the table here about RIS to encourage people to give you a shot and come check you out?
Yes, I would. Thank you for the opportunity. Just support programs for our students. I think we've got a great reputation for how to support students. We have a strong English language development department. We have a student service department that make sure that we are safe, make sure we have child safeguarding things in place, make sure we're addressing all the needs of our students, whether they're, it's English language or whether it's for learning support. That's quite one of our strong programs and something I think we have a great reputation for. Whether that means addressing whatever those needs are, whether it's going into classrooms, pulling kids out, whatever that means, we really try to do our best.
Fantastic. Well, Ms. Madeline, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to speak with us today. I really, really appreciate it. It looks like one of your colleagues or someone from RIS is responding to the comments in the chat there, which is fantastic. We will continue to encourage people to ask more questions or to reach out to you if they have more questions about RIS. But I'd like to move on to the formal presentation and keep moving forward.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Have a wonderful day. Ciao. And without further ado, here is the RIS presentation.
Ruomrudi is a Thai word that means Union of Hearts. Founded in 1957 by Redemptorist fathers, RIS continues to be a model of excellence and innovation in global education, offering a robust, modified American curriculum stewarded by a teaching staff rich in expertise, creativity, and compassion. Ruomrudi was one of the first international schools to have been accredited by the Western Association of Schools and Colleges in Thailand.
RIS nurtures the minds, hearts, and hands of its students from BK2 to grade 12. IB diploma program and AP students score far above world averages and attend the most prestigious universities worldwide. Students at RIS excel not only in the classroom, but through leadership activities such as the World Scholars Cup, Model United Nations, Knowledge Bowl, and the National Honor Society.
RIS has a vibrant performing and visual arts curriculum. There are many service learning opportunities and one of the largest athletic programs of any international school in Southeast Asia. Our alumni hold prominent leadership positions in diverse fields, including government, business, medicine, media, entertainment, and humanitarian sectors in both public and private domains, locally and internationally.
Given the rich academic background of our professionals, it is only natural that they inspire each other on a daily basis and create an engaging and challenging teaching and learning environment for our students. As it has been for the last 60 years, the goal of RIS has been to develop creative, compassionate, critical thinkers who are committed to leading happy, healthy lives while helping others do the same. And this is why RIS students continue to forge lasting, positive legacies for the world.
Hi, my name's Achowin. I'm from Urumqi International School. I'm 11 years old. I'm in grade 5, and I really enjoy it here.
Hi, my name is Pumpoy. I'm 10 years old, and I have 2 brothers. We all attend Urumqi.
My name is Shona Pai, and I'm 10 years old. I've been in RIS since first grade.
Yes, I did enjoy any class. Indeed, it was almost my whole life.
Yes, I did, because the teacher was very helpful and I was on task doing my work. My friends were really funny and kind. The teacher was caring too.
I mostly improved my writing, spelling, and reading. Writing because I learned how to use numerous in sentences, and when I first came into ELD class, I had trouble with writing, reading, and I also had trouble with spelling.
I probably improved the most by talking to my friends in English, writing, and doing my work and playing games that are also learning too.
I improved by reading a level I can, and when I start learning some new words, I start going level by level to go up and up so I could get out of ELD early.
My teacher helped me improve and my parents helped me improve by listening, focusing on my task, and learning about English more and using words that are very difficult, but I tried my best to do it.
My teacher always told me to look back at it again so I could see if I made a mistake or not. They teach me about supporting sentences, main ideas, nouns, pronouns, adverbs, verbs, reading, and etc.
I would give some advice to them to focus more and write more than 3 to 2 sentences.
Try your best. Try new words in your sentences. Try to write more. Read more books. And this is really important. Creativity and imagination.
Don't worry about failing because it's all you learn from your mistakes, and it's fine to fail, but you have to keep working to improve yourself to exit ELD more.
I really like about the quality and the equality that they gave us, and mostly the people who are here who treat people the same. And they always make sure everyone is safe, and if they don't feel comfortable, they will try their best to make them feel comfortable. Oh, because the teachers here are really kind of patients, and the classmates, oh yeah, they're really nice. I made 4 friends, and they're really funny. I love Rumordi because my friends are very kind, and they help me a lot with my work, my homework, and a lot more.
Super cool. That was RIS. And I just want to remind everybody that we are live without a net here. And we're going to be bringing our next school onto the stage right now. And that is, exciting enough, Unity Concord International School, which is in Chiang Mai. And so I want to let you know about Unity Concord, which is, they were opened in 2017 by Amporn and Chugait Garmol. Oh my dear. Garmol Gulmut. I'm sure that I will get, chastised and destroyed for those, for ruining their family name there. But they are award-winning teachers and school administrators with more than 30 years experience as educators. The other schools operated by Amporn and Chugat, Gormol Gulmut, are Americana Chinese International School, or ACIS, the British Concordance International School, BCIS, Little Stars Bilingual School, Ambassador Bilingual Academy, Ambassador Bilingual School, and the CEC Language School. I don't know how they do that. Wow, that's amazing. Unity was founded in 2016 and opened its doors to students on August 28th in 2017, at the time offering pre-kindergarten to grade 5 with an enrollment of approximately 150 students. This number climbed throughout the year to approximately 220 students by the end of the second semester. Unity now accepts students from preschool, which is 1.5 years old, or 1.6 years old, to grade 12, and is approximately 760 students currently enrolled. I'm excited to hear this story. And in order to do that, I'm going to bring onto the stage right now Heather Ivey. Hello, Miss Heather. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I am fantastic. That is one heck of a story. I did not expect to be reading that. Clearly, I did not know anything about Unity in Chiang Mai. I'm really excited to have Chiang Mai School here with us today. As I have done for all of the other schools, let me give you the stage for the next few minutes here. And just, why don't you give us your perspective on Unity and apparently the universe of schools that they are connected.
Yes, we do have 6 different schools, and the founders are Ajahn Amporn and Ajahn Jukiat Kamun Kamot. And they have over 30 years of educating students and adults in the Chiang Mai area. So everything that we have is focused here in Chiang Mai. All of those schools are in Chiang Mai. Specifically today, we're going to talk a bit more about Unity, but for all of our schools, 2 of the schools, ABA, Ambassador Bilingual Academy, and ABS are bilingual schools that accept students. ABS and Unity are the only 2 schools that currently go through grade 12. The rest of the schools either go through grade 6 or grade 8. So we have a very big school population where we accept students. What that does for our schools is gives us the opportunity for our parents to choose which school is actually the best school for them. So when we meet with students, prospective students coming into the school, we will look at where they fit best for each of the schools. So
go ahead. Sorry, didn't want to. I was gonna ask a question, but go ahead. Thank you.
So, for instance, Americana Chinese International School, we have students who they still want to have Chinese as a part of their daily language for their Chinese children. So that's an option for students, particularly for parents who want them to maintain that Chinese language at the same standard of a school in China. For Unity, it's more focused on the American curriculum and adding Thai as the second language for non-native Thai students, and for our Thai students, they also get Thai each day.
Okay, fantastic. One question I think many people are going to wondering, at least I'm going to be those many people. You are Chiang Mai. So the schools that we have been talking with, they've been essentially we're talking about Bangkok yesterday and today. Some have, we had Pattaya, and we have Nichita, which is outside of the Bangkok area. But Chiang Mai, it's a very different part of the country.
Yes,
Can you give me the pros, cons? Why would a family maybe choose Chiang Mai over Bangkok itself?
So I would say one of the pros, personally for me, why I've been in Thailand for 20 years and been in Chiang Mai for 19 of those years, is Chiang Mai is much smaller than Bangkok. So there isn't as much traffic, and the population is obviously smaller. I think that's one of the biggest pros. Chiang Mai is very warm and friendly. The people here are fantastic, and the overall weather is really good. So I think it is a fantastic place to be. So in terms of pollution, we don't have as much pollution as Bangkok, except for during specific seasons when they're doing burning. But for our schools specifically, we offer the opportunity for our parents to leave during that time. So we actually have a midterm break that is 3 weeks long that goes starts at the end of March and goes through the Songkran break to allow them to get out of Chiang Mai during that specific time of year when it's not so great.
Yeah, well, that's interesting. Well, very, very cool adaptation. Could I characterize it as a lifestyle choice? Being some families may choose to be there either because of the smaller size or because the different community, different travel opportunities, those kinds of things. Is that a good way to characterize it?
I think it is. Yes.
Welcome, excellent. Daniel Green, for those people who don't escape during those weeks of the burning and the thing, does Unity have air purifiers in each classroom, and how long do the students have to stay inside for?
We do. So every classroom has a Kowei air purifier. Kowei air purifiers come from Korea. So each class has the air purifiers. Additionally, we have UVC lighting for disinfecting the classrooms. So we've got a multiple area of things that we provide and additional things that we do for our school community to make sure that the students are safe inside the classroom and outside. Now, if the season is really bad, we have an air monitor so we can see what the particular levels are. And if they are too high, the students would have to remain inside during that time, which means their PE classes would be moved inside, and also any recess activities that they would normally do outside. But we try to allow them to be outside as much as possible during that time, but there are a few times that we've had to have them inside. I can say this year has been much different than previous years. It has not been nearly as bad as it has. So this year we've been more fortunate that our students have been able to go outside a lot more within this month here of February and March.
Fantastic. Sonali Mittal is asking, what other language apart from Chinese and Thai are offered at Unity Concord School?
So right now for our high school students, grades 9 through 12, they're able to pick their elective classes, and part of their elective classes are foreign languages. Right now we offer French and Spanish, but we have offered in the past Japanese as well, and it's something that we could potentially bring back, Japanese and Korean.
Okay, excellent. Let's see, iWall8. So I'm not sure whose name that is. They're asking, how many students do you have at your school, and are there any boarding facilities? Please give approximate breakdowns of the different nationalities, if you would, please.
Yes. So we have 26 different nationalities in our school. The initial update that I sent said 760. Right now, we actually have 765 students enrolled. So we've added a few students since the last update that I had given. In our nationalities, 26 different nationalities, our biggest population is bilingual families. So those are going to be half Thai. We have half Thai, half American, half Thai, half British, half Thai Australian. We have half Thai Japanese, a lot of diversity there. Additionally, we have students from Israel, Denmark, India. I'm looking at my list, Myanmar, Ecuador, French, Ireland, Sri Lanka, New Zealand, Canadian, and the list just goes on from there. And then in terms of our student ratio, we have about 56% of our student population are boys and 44% of our population are girls at the moment.
Cool. And boarding facilities, do you offer boarding facilities?
So we do have a small boarding facility that is located just outside of the school campus in our Unity Park. Because Unity is a big campus and there are 5 different buildings and then restaurants and things on the outside that parents can go to. There is a boarding facility there, and they do accept students from first grade up to grade 12.
Wow. I'm trying to wrap my head around a mental picture of what it looks like. I'm really looking forward to your formal presentation so that we can see this place.
Yes, the actual virtual tour will focus on everything from start to finish. So our campus has 4 main buildings. The first building is our indoor gym. The second building is the building that holds students from grade 3 to 5. The third building, which is our C building, is preschool through grade 2. And then the biggest building is for students middle school and high school, grade 6 through grade 12. So in the actual video, you'll see all of that.
Super cool. I'm excited for that. One question that I have for you. How does, when sports programs for like sort of competitions and, competing with other schools or connecting, obviously in the Bangkok area, there's hundreds of schools and, the
Right.
different leagues that they compete in. Are you a part of those leagues as well?
Not for Bangkok, but we do have for Chiang Mai. So Chiang Mai has their own separate called CMAC. And what that is all the international schools are registered under CMAC, and we get to compete against the other international schools that are located here in Chiang Mai. So it's not as big as what they have in Bangkok, but it is still a great opportunity for our students to participate in after-school sports. And they start as young as grade 1, where they start playing soccer and doing swimming, all the way through high school, where we also have volleyball, futsal, soccer, badminton, there are track and field, a lot of different competitions that they can participate in.
Super cool. Miss Heather, I can't believe how fast these conversations go by, but I really want to make sure that we have enough time to do your formal presentation here. But I thank you so much for taking time out of your day up there in Chiang Mai, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you. And if anybody's interested, we do have special promotions for those that are watching right now. We have a 50% discount off of our tuition fee. 50% discount off of our entrance fee, 10% discount off of our tuition fee. And if they enroll between now and the end of this month, we would offer 2 weeks free summer camp.
Super cool. And actually, really cool. We actually built a whole overlay for that. So after your presentation, we'll be putting that back on the screen as well. So thank you very much. Cheers.
You're welcome. Thank you so much, Steve.
All right, and without further ado, I will get myself off the screen here and we will do the formal presentation for Unity. I can't wait to see this one. Fantastic. I did it once. I did it many times at the yesterday, but I had to do it once today. I wanted to remind everyone that Unity is offering a special promotion. The current promotion is available through March 31st, 2022. If you enroll or come on up to Unity, or they are willing to offer you 50% off the entrance fee, 10% off the tuition fee, and a 2 weeks free summer camp as well. And that's a very nice offer. So once again, if just showing many benefits here in the Virtual School Summit for here at 2022 from BKK Kids. I want to thank Unity for that special promotion. So if you're watching the recording right now, we are live right now, but if you're watching the recording and it's before March 31st, you can still jump on this offer as well. Just a final reminder that we're coming up to the end here. So we've got one more special presentation from Cindy Chen, which is next. And then we'll have 3 more schools, and that will be concluding our American and IB diploma and other curricula per presentation for today. So if you do have questions, if you have observations, or you would like to, ask any questions to any of these schools, please put them in the chat right now. But without further ado, I'm going to bring Miss Cindy Chen onto the stage with me here. Hi, Cindy. How are you?
Hi, Stephen. How are you?
Great success. It works. We can hear you.
Yay. Yes,
right.
it does. Hey, let me try sharing screen. This is my first time using this platform, so hopefully I can successfully share.
All right. There you go. I see your slides. I'm going to pull down this overlay, and you are ready to go.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Due to our quick 10 minutes together, I will share slides now and just jump right in. So hi, everyone. Thank you for joining the session Unpacking Service Learning Together. In this quick 10-minute session together, I would like to share on types of service learning frameworks, and the elements of a student's journey as a change maker. And my name is Cindy Chen. Grateful to be in my role as the Secondary Service Learning Coordinator at NIST, working with passionate and inspiring educators, students, and parents. I'm a learner myself in this journey and here today to share some of my experiences, understanding, and practices. So before we start diving more into the details for today's session, I would love to learn from everyone here and how you would describe service learning. I don't know how active the chat room might be today, but let's give it a try. So we're going to carry out a quick chatterful, meaning please type your answer in the chat, but do not press enter yet. until you hear my signal. Then all of our responses will flowing like a waterfall, hence chatterfall. So the question today is, when you hear service learning, what is the first word that pops into your mind? Now, please type your message and respond in comment, but please do not click send yet. Give it another 10 seconds. Okay, hopefully you might be able to type in with your devices. And on a count of 3, 1, 2, 3, go. I would appreciate it if you send in your responses, if it's possible. Community, love it. Work. Great, thank you very much, everyone. So there are different definitions to service learning, and many center around the theme of learners, students, the children engaging with global issues and taking meaningful actions locally towards empowerment and sustainable impact. But one of my favorite is definitely this word cloud that I'm sharing here, which is created by the students. I carried out the same activity with the students, asking them how would they define service learning, and here are the words that they put down. Centered around meaningful action, caring, our actions matter, the needs and assets, and who I am in the world. Beautiful word cloud. And now I am going to move into more on a little bit of a share on 4 main types of service learning, but not limited to, that support students in building skills, interests, and experience within each one of them. The first one is direct service. As its name, it is direct interaction with the community, partners, and the environment. And some of the examples could be tree planting, volunteering at animal shelters, working with villagers in northern Thailand and development projects, building a rooftop garden. And I'm sharing some beautiful photos of students and teachers and educators engaging in these activities, direct service. And the next one will be indirect service, which means the actions that are not directly with community partners in person or not directly done on site. It could be redesigning websites in partnership with organizations or selling service products in the school in supporting community partners. And here are some photos of different events and projects the students could spearhead. Hair donation, selling of bamboo straws instead of plastic straws, hosting a market on sustainability, upcycling projects, or social enterprise. And the next one will be advocacy. Just like its name, speak on behalf of a cause or concern to promote actions on a specific issue. Could be done through awareness campaign or creating videos on sustainable lifestyle. And here are some examples. Earth Week is coming up soon in April. And some of the campaigns that we join, #IWeigh or #BreakTheBias. And this week, dedicating to #Freedom and Peace Week. And last but not least, the foundation of all types of service learning is collecting information and data through various resources. Analyze the data and report on a topic of importance to influence policy or practices. And here are some examples. For example, a school could be collecting data on how we're managing waste on a campus. What are some growth areas? Meeting as a team to map out the plan of action, or utilizing tools to dive deeper into the actual issue so we're not just seeing the event that's on the surface. so the actual action can be more meaningful and more sustainable as well. So after unpacking the 4 different types of service learning a little bit more, I would like to share with you some service learning frameworks that a lot of international schools utilize and engage the students with. And a lot of them focus on diving deeper into an issue with the student's passion, assess needs and assets, visualizing systems and complexity, and reflect upon their learning experience and demonstrate their learning experience as well. Here are 3 great community partners when it comes to service learning. Inspire Citizens on the top, thinking about the predicted future, Compass Education for Sustainability in terms of unpacking systems thinking, and of course, Service Learning Cycle by Kathy Berger-Kay. And here's a very brief and quick sample of meaningful service learning connections with a specific academic subject. And in this example, it's a middle school unit, individuals and societies, on production, distribution, and consumption, focusing on food production. So the knowledge and skills will be social and environmental consequences of different farming practices and how consumer choices can reduce negative impact. And then we can lift that knowledge and skills into the conceptual learning of consumers can make choices to reduce their impact on the food production chain. Then we connect that to the attributes of caring and connect it with an SDG to join the global movement and into a lot of the different actions and projects the students are spearheading. And it is really highlighting a child's learning journey as a change maker, building onto their personal and social attributes, ranging from caring, open-minded, self-aware, resilient, principled, and more. Becoming a systems thinker, embracing complexity and identifying leverage points and making a difference. And building local and global partnerships, focusing on reciprocity, needs and assets, and meaningful and sustainable impact. And lastly, I would like to end with this slideshow, showcasing young change makers taking various actions, making a difference in the school community, our inter-schools community, Bangkok community, and the world. Thank you very much for your time. And if you would like to connect more, please do not hesitate to send an email, and have a lovely remainder of your day. How am I doing with time, Stephen?
Doing great. We're kind of there. If you want to, if there is a question or somebody wants to put something in the chat there, Cindy, you're more than welcome to hang out and answer any of those questions that may come in. But I'd like to move on to our last 3 schools, and we'll go from there.
Yes, please.
All right. Thank you so much for your presentation.
Thank you. Bye.
Yeah. Okie dokie, folks. Our next school is the American School Green Valley. And so I will bring them up onto the screen here so you can all see it. The American School of Bangkok Green Valley Campus, ASB GV, is a WASC accredited pre-K to grade 12 American curriculum school. They offer AP capstone and AP classes. Situated in a gated community, ASB GV provides a safe and nurturing environment with boarding facilities and an international preparatory golf academy. They specialize in mindfulness education, which they value as an essential part in the holistic growth of students. ASBGV proudly maintains acceptance to the top 100 universities of the world. And without further ado, we will be watching a presentation from ASBGV. And I encourage everyone, at the end of this presentation, there is a special offer for everyone who is viewing the Virtual School Summit this year. And so please pay attention for that.
Welcome to the American School of Bangkok, Green Valley Campus, an American curriculum nursery to grade 12 school. The American School of Bangkok, founded in 1983, is accredited by the Western Association of Schools and Colleges, or WASC, which provides accreditation for schools throughout the Western United States and East Asia. The Green Valley campus opened up in 1997 under the vision of our founder, Ms. Lakana Dedyasarin, who wanted to create the perfect learning environment where students can be connected and attuned to nature. In 2019, the Global Forum for Education and Learning recognized our school as one of the top 50 organizations in education. The faculty at ASB Green Valley are licensed and certified teachers in their fields, primarily from the United States and Canada. Across from our main building, we have our school auditorium, a dance studio, and 2 band rooms where school plays and performances are held. Students also have the option to live in our dormitories. We have separate boys and girls dormitories with 24-hour supervision by our dorm parents and a certified nurse. ASB Green Valley is also home to the Mindfulness Academy of Asia, founded by Ms. Nisana Tamagese Ratana, our school director. Mindfulness plays a significant role in our educational philosophy and practice. Our students start each day with short mindfulness activities, and mindfulness practice is incorporated in classes throughout the day. Mindfulness has an incredible impact on our community members, which is clearly evident in the growth of their social emotional intelligence and academic skills. In terms of our curriculum and academics, we follow the U.S. Common Core State Standards and the Next Generation Science Standards, which are geared toward preparing students to become informed citizens, self-motivated thinkers, and articulate presenters. For high school, we offer AP, Advanced Placement classes, where students can qualify to receive the AP Capstone Diploma. In addition to the core curriculum, our students learn coding through our robotics and F1 programs. F1 is a global, multidisciplinary challenge in which teams deploy CAD/CAM software to collaborate, design, analyze, manufacture, test, and then race miniature compressed air-powered cars made from F1 model blocks. It is important for today's students to understand the environmental challenges that are in their future. To address this, we offer the Deep Environmental Education Program. In this program, students learn to scuba dive. This is a long-term, immersive marine science program that combines a rigorous interdisciplinary science curriculum, hands-on learning, and confidence-building scuba training to unlock students' natural curiosity and passion for the ocean. Students have access to a modern indoor gymnasium, 2 full-sized outdoor gyms, and 2 swimming pools. There is also a full weight training facility that is available for students to use at their disposal. ASB Green Valley is also home to the IPGA, or the International Preparatory Golf Academy. This is the leading junior golf academy in Southeast Asia. Students have access to the latest golf technology. Our graduates leave ASB Green Valley prepared to be critical thinkers, independent learners, effective communicators, and global citizens. We're very proud of our acceptance rate at universities around the world, and a lot of that is due to the hard work of our Student Services Department. They also support our students with the application and scholarship processes for their continued education. Our most recent graduating class was offered over $4.7 million in scholarships. ASB Green Valley is constantly improving and growing. In the upcoming 2022-2023 academic year, ASB Green Valley is building a new academic building based on an infinity concept that focuses on classrooms without walls. This concept symbolizes a never-ending journey of knowledge and freedom. We understand that imagination and creativity are integral parts of social and academic development. The building has 4,600 square meters of usable space.
Hi, my name is Martin Grant. I'm the head of admissions here at the American School of Bangkok, Green Valley campus. I'd like to thank you for taking the time to watch our video here on BKK Kids. I'd also like to take this time to let you know about a special offer we have for anyone who watched the video today on BKK Kids. We're offering 50,000 baht off of our registration fee for anyone who wants to start school in August 2022.
In addition to that, we have some exciting breaking news. ASB Green Valley is now proud to announce that we are an officially accredited IB Diploma Program school. As a result of this great news, ASB Green Valley will be offering scholarships to qualified students who will be entering grade 11 in August 2022.
If you want more information about this deal, or you'd like to know more about our school, or even arrange your own private tour of the school, please use the information on the screen to contact me. I hope you have a great day, and we hope to see you soon at the American School of Bangkok, Green Valley.
Fantastic. And that was the American School of Bangkok, Green Valley. The American School of Bangkok, Green Valley. The next school that we have coming up here, we have two more schools left to go through. The next school that we have coming up is Carroll Preparatory School, or Carroll Prep. The Carroll Prep, our goal is to create a unique dream school that truly has our students' best interests in mind. They are building a foundation for lifelong learning that promotes contributing to society. The founder has more than 20 years experience as an educator. Every inch of their unique building has been designed for specific educational purposes. Your child will be inspired by beauty and a sense of wonder all day long. Their students will love to learn in a fun, happy place that promotes high academic standards without any stress or anxiety. They believe that each child is a unique individual who needs a secure, caring, and stimulating atmosphere in which to grow and mature emotionally, intellectually, physically, and socially. They have small class sizes that ensure all students get noticed and achieve their fullest potential. And without further ado, I will share their formal presentation.
Hello, my name is George Carroll, and I am the founder of Carroll Prep. I've been teaching in Thailand for almost 20 years now. And when it came time to put my own kids in school, I looked around at my options and I didn't see anything that I was satisfied with. So I made my own.
Carroll Prep นะคะ ใช้หลักสูตรไทยค่ะ ไม่ใช่2ภาษา ไม่ใช่นานาชาติ ไม่ได้เอาหลักสูตรของประเทศใดประเทศหนึ่งนำมาใช้กับนักเรียนไทยค่ะ แต่สิ่งที่เราแตกต่างก็คือวิธีการเรียนการสอนวิธีการนำเสนอวิธีการวางรากฐานของการเรียนรู้นะคะที่นำวิธีแบบตะวันตกมาใช้แล้วเราเรียกวิธีการของเราว่าวิธีการแบบแคโรวิธีการของเรานะคะถูกพัฒนาเมื่อ50ปีก่อนโดยคุณแม่ของผู้ก่อตั้งนะคะมิสซาร่าแคโรเมื่อคุณจอร์จได้มาถึงประเทศไทยเนี่ยก็ได้นำมาใช้กับนักเรียนไทยนะคะเป็นการหยิบเอาอย่างละนิดอย่างละหน่อยตอบของชาติอื่นๆนะคะแล้วมาปรับใช้ให้เข้ากับนักเรียนไทยวัฒนธรรมไทยการเลี้ยงดูแบบไทยนะคะ
Right foot low foot up high foot ตาสีพอใจ I like to come to school with my friends to activities I like to go Concord because I love teacher
มันได้ผลนักเรียนของเรามีความเป็นผู้ใหญ่มั่นใจและพร้อมที่จะเรียนรู้เด็กๆยังคงความเป็นไทยและรู้วิธีที่จะปรับตัวในสังคมนอบน้อมและเชื่อมั่นในตัวเองสามารถสื่อสารความต้องการและแสดงความคิดเห็นได้เป็นอย่างดี
สิ่งที่นักเรียนของแคโรเพปได้เปรียบเนี่ยมองว่าเป็นเรื่องของการได้รับความเอาใจใส่จากคุณครูและบุคลากรเป็นอย่างมากด้วยความที่โรงเรียนแคโรเพปเป็นโรงเรียนขนาดเล็กเนี่ยทำให้ครูเนี่ยสามารถเข้าถึงตัวเด็กรับรู้ข้อมูลศึกษาข้อมูลและดูพฤติกรรมของเด็กเนี่ยได้อย่างชัดเจนและละเอียดมากกว่าโรงเรียนทั่วไปมองว่าได้เป็นข้อดีแล้วก็สิ่งที่นักเรียนของแคโรเพปได้เปรียบมากกว่าโรงเรียนอื่นๆ
ปกติโรงเรียนส่วนใหญ่นะคะนักเรียนเนี่ยจะต้องปรับตัวตามการเรียนการสอนของรูปแบบโรงเรียนนั้นๆแต่สำหรับแคโรเพปนะคะเราจะเน้นการปรับการเรียนการสอนให้เข้ากับนักเรียนแต่ละคนเนื่องจากเราทราบดีค่ะว่าเด็กแต่ละคนมีการเรียนรู้แตกต่างกันยกตัวอย่างเช่นเด็กบางคนชอบการเรียนรู้ผ่านการฟังหรือเด็กบางคนชอบการเรียนรู้ผ่านการลงมือทำซึ่งจุดเด่นของเรานะคะก็คือมีคุณครูคอยดูแลในเรื่องของการพัฒนาศักยภาพและทักษะต่างๆเป็นรายบุคคลเลยค่ะ
Fantastic. Thank you for that presentation, Carol Prep. And I will move on to our final school of the 2022 BKK Kids Virtual School Summits, and that is Verso International School. Verso is a new international school with a compelling vision for the future. It's a place of wonder, evolution, and growth. It's a school where aspirations and inspirations blend, a place where hearts and minds are shaped and children begin to understand who they are and what the world around them means. Human-centered in its design, Verso has a special energy. It's an optimistic and positive place where students and teachers share a sense of pride in who they are and what they mean to each other. It's a place where the habits of kindness, care, and understanding are nurtured. Innovative space design in our looped buildings offer students a stimulating learning environment. And so without further ado, our final school, last but absolutely not least, Verso.
3, 2, 1. Listen, the future is calling. It's time to get ready. Our innovative American curriculum ensures every graduate has a network of mentors, a dynamic portfolio of real-world experiences, a toolkit of future-ready skills, and the mindset of a citizen designer. We're a community that understands learning by doing, and that learning often means doing things again and sometimes again. Across the school, we're immersed in rigorous interdisciplinary projects supported by a talented team of international learning designers. From the very start of their school journey, we nurture independent, self-directed learners with a deep sense of who they are and how they can contribute positively to the world around them. We care about people and solving problems in creative, collaborative ways. At Verso, we're preparing for the future. We inspire everyone to be future ready.
Come and find out more. Book a private tour.
And there you have it, folks. That was the final school for the 2022 Virtual School Summit for BKK Kids. My name is Stephen Laddick. I'm the director of BKK Kids, and I encourage you, if you are watching this as the recording, either yesterday or today, please do, still feel free to reach out to any of these schools. You reach out in the chat and we will connect you with them, or obviously they've provided their information as well to reach out directly. Just a few quick reminders. If you did participate in the chat, you are now eligible for one of our prizes. We're going to give away a couple of these Amazon gift cards for 50 British sterling pounds, as my colleague likes to tell me. We are also going to be giving away 8 tickets to Vananava in tranches of two tranches of 4. And then we have this one, my favorite one, one luxury night giveaway at the Sofitel Bangkok and Sukhumvit. So pay attention, and we will contact you if you are one of the winners of those prizes. Finally, do yourself a favor and go over to bkkkids.com and get yourself a copy of the 2022 International Schools Guide, because while we did feature, I think it was 26, 27, maybe even 30 schools here in the Virtual School Summit, there's more than 130 of them that we detail in our International Schools Guide, extensive information, and we also supplement that with critical information that is really important for parents about how to be successful in Bangkok and how to have a great time. If once you get that International Schools Guide, also check out our activity and camp guide, because there's just so much cool stuff to do in and around Bangkok and Thailand that we've put it all together in a guide for you as well. That is enough. I would like to thank you for everyone who is still in the room with us. Thank you so much. But for everybody else who has participated over the last 2 days, thank you for joining us for the 2022 Virtual School Summit. I wish you well, and I'll see you over at bkkkids.com.